Hello, we're back with another week of action in Pro League. Um, really exciting to see a whole bunch of games. Let's quickly look at the matchups for this week. We'll start with performance enhancing Frugs versus LWGgatekeeping. So Aicy's teams versus WeirdRat's team. So it's going to be Aicy versus lilyb on altitude. It's going to be Aztrack versus Hobo on Jade Wadi. Glaba versus Cladorhiza on Xenos. Frugs versus WeirdRat on Silent Fjord. And redDain versus heroofages on Wolf Ranges. So that's going to be our first matchup, and I guess we'll quickly look at the other matchups as well. So it's going to be week 3, Team DC versus itzJ's Birbs. So the Neagat Whispering Guitar versus itzJ's Birbs. It's going to be Satocastor versus ConciouslyEating on Altitude. TheFighter versus itzJ on Jade Wadi. Neagat versus YummyBlaBla on Xenos. Deathstroke versus Mr. Pancaka on Silent Fjord. And by the way, that wasn't played. And DESTROYcall versus Steveinator on Wolf Ranges. So let's quickly get into it. We're going to start with Aicy versus WeirdRat. So it's going to be performance enhancing Frugs versus Littlewargame Gatekeeping. So let me just grab the replays and we'll get into that. Where's the folder? Give me a sec while I find it. Week 3, bam, bam, alright. So it's going to be altitude, Aicy versus lilyb. A bit of a mismatch in my opinion. We'll see how it goes. It's so spawning in the top right hand side of the map, it's going to be lilyb, aka Physics Fan, playing for Team Littlewargame Gatekeeping. And in the bottom left we have Aicy, spawning in the bottom left, the red player, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, so what do we expect to see on this map? Let's analyze this map just a little bit. We have a very choky main and natural. This is a very StarCraft 2 style thing where there's a ramp in your main and also a ramp in your natural. It's very easy to defend two bases, I feel like. So with these ramps especially. In Littlewargame, generally you don't have these ramps in your natural, or if you do, they're kind of far off and they're harder to wall. But this is just one of the things where it's kind of, I guess, interesting. Oh, I'm not in the right screen, I just realized. Bam, okay, my apologies. I'm kind of tempted to redo that, but it's okay. We'll just go on. You didn't miss anything. We have a den opening from Aicy, and we have a workshop opening out of lilyb. One thing I do want to note is that because of these ramps in the main and the natural, it's going to be pretty easy to just wall them off with these buildings. So just the fact that lilyb isn't going for that, it feels like it's not the best preparation. Yeah. As for the map itself, the rush distance is pretty small. It's not like the hugest map, so you know, you could do something really cheesy with the quick rush distance. Go for some 2 dens or something like that. But it looks like Aicy is just gonna go for a standard 1 den expand with the house, so the DC style of build. Whereas lilyb has gotten and opted for an early tower and this workshop in the main. So if I had to guess, this is going to be some catadrops, and as I say that, advanced workshop coming down, so it looks like my assumption or my guesstimate is going to be correct, so we'll see how that goes. This wolf is just going to not go straight across, looks like it's going to scout around a little bit in the top side of the map, check for anything proxied. Let's talk a little bit more about the map, I guess. The third base choice. This base, you can take it over here, you can also take it over here. I think both of them are actually pretty difficult to defend. If you're going to take the third base over here, you probably want to take like a base and then wall it off like this. But if you want to take this, maybe just wall off this side and hope to be safe. But you're not really going to be safe from catadrops and stuff like that. So these high grounds next to the main and the natural really lend itself well to catadrops. And so I think this is a good strategy out of lilyb, just choosing to go for catadrops. But Aicy is going to scout that with his scouting wolf really early. Seeing the advanced workshop, seeing the workshop, seeing the tower, Aicy definitely knows what's up. So one thing I really want to say is maybe if lilyb had walled this or even here actually, then Aicy wouldn't have had any sort of scouting information, right? Like you wouldn't have been able to see if there was a castle or not, right? So if lilyb had walled this instead of just putting all his buildings over here, all their buildings over here, that would have been a lot better in my opinion. A little bit of a supply block for lilyb, so that first airship is going to be delayed a lot more than it really should have been. So that is a bit of a mistake. This cat drop as a result is going to hit, what, 10-15 seconds later? Maybe not that quite that much. But yeah, so we do have this advanced workshop coming up. So Aicy clearly aware what is to come. So I do like this. I would also like to see some volts maybe over here and here, perhaps just to get a glimpse of that catadrop coming out. That's going to be a lot of valuable information, seeing what angle. If you see like it coming this way, then you're probably going to assume it's going to come from this angle. If you see the catadrop coming out this way, then you can see it. Aicy, I think, maybe caught a glimpse of that. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, so this catadrop is going to go across the map, and this needs to absolutely do damage, or else Aicy is just too far ahead. We do have a follow-up. It's going to be a mill out of lilyb. Okay, I don't hate that, but I don't like that as well. I'm not sure if that's the best idea, honestly, especially because the ideal defense against the catadrop is going to be ballista or anti-air, and if you're getting mills after that, the anti-air is even further justified. So we have this catadrop coming into the main base of Aicy. The catadrops are gonna sorry, okay. Yeah, so no damage so far. Also, one thing to note is that lilyb did not bring a worker for the repair. Some 2 shots off of the ballista. If that ballista goes down, then definitely there's potential. Some good shots over here, but none of them going down because +1 is not quite done yet. Yeah, but one thing to note is that lilyb did not bring a worker for the repair. So that means all this damage is basically going to be permanent. One shot over here damages a handful of these workers, but by now 30 HP has to go back home. Imagine the staying power if lilyb had just brought a worker for repair. That is just one of the things that you absolutely need to do when going for this sort of build, but that's not going to do much right now. lilyb trying to take their natural at the same time, and pulling out their whole bunch of workers over there to actually try to secure it. This airship is gonna escape before the airship comes out of Aicy, so that is a good move for there, escaping right on time. Well done. This castle looks like it's gonna come up with the. It's gonna be able to go up with the worker pull. But yeah, this allows for a counterattack, especially because the catadrop has been dealt with. That means Aicy definitely has an opportunity to delay and or cancel and or do a lot of damage to this natural that's coming up. lilyb also not producing anything. Looks like just ran out of money because they pulled all the workers to take this to kill those 2 wolves. Not ideal, especially because you could have pulled a few. You didn't have to pull all of them. And here comes the wolves. There's, what, 6 wolves, and there's really no answer to them. There's 2 towers in the main, but this natural is not going to be able to keep up. Aicy taking a 3rd base and also a fortress while that's going on. lilyb does have these catapults, but I don't think they're going to be able to help fully secure this natural over here for lilyb. One thing I do want to note is that if lilyb had properly walled this area, rather than just building all the buildings over here, that would have been great. That is my phone. Give me a sec. My apologies. Alright, we are back. Let me just check. Okay. We are back. My apologies for that. Yeah, so it looks like the wolves came in and just did a whole bunch of damage. Looks like a catapult has gone down. and a Gatling gun. Yes, some wolves are falling, but this is just delaying the natural. And Aicy has a third base. Aicy has dragons coming up soon. More dens and a tower as well. So it looks like it's basically going to be over at this point. The Cata drop build that lilyb went for did not do the damage that it needed to do, and Aicy just ran with it at that point. Yeah, I just want to criticize that the building placement could have been a lot better, and that would have led to just an easier defense at home. It would have denied the scouting. It would have so Aicy wouldn't know for sure that this Cata drop was happening. So that is something I do want to I guess criticize lilyb for. Just the building placement could have been a lot better and could have led to a much smoother game. And yeah. We have this gyro that's available, but looks like that's going to be taken down by this ballista. Oop. You gotta drop it. There you go. There's that last hit. At the same time, looks like we had a bit of a Cata drop, perhaps. And looks like it died. Yeah, things are not looking good for lilyb. Definitely needs to resaturate the natural for sure. Aicy gonna chase down this airship. You can do some fancy micro where Aicy messed it up here. But what you do is you like right click and you right click past where the airship is going, and then with the airship selected, you click on the unit itself to drop it. And then once it shoots, you select the the ballista and then right click back onto the airship. So it's a little bit of fancy micro, but you know, I'm sure it's just really good because you're able to catch all the airships if you're within range, as long as you micro properly. So the handful of wolves coming in, trying to take down this tower, and also the Gatling guns that are here. This ballista with the airship in it is going to try to ward that gyrocraft off, and things are looking pretty much over here at this point. So yeah, good identification of what was going on out of Aicy, being able to scout. Definitely lilyb could have disguised his build a lot better with a better wall. And yeah, it seems like Aicy's gonna take game 1 for performance enhancing Frugs. I'm gonna speed this up a little bit here. Suddenly trying to hold on with all the workers, and it's not gonna work. Loses the natural. I do admire lilyb's fighting spirit, but yeah, GG is called. And yeah, so that brings Aicy's team in performance enhancing Frugs, up 1-0 against Littlewargame Gatekeeping. Alright, let's go into map 2. I'm gonna just post this one more time. So map 2 is gonna be Jade Wadi, and it's gonna be Aztrack versus Hobo. Aztrack, one of the added players, and then Hobo, definitely, you know, the flexible veteran as they are. Playing on Jade Wadi. We've seen this map before in the map pool, I believe in map 1, or sorry, week 1. It was map 2, I think, but we'll see. Yeah, I might be wrong about that. I'm sure someone will correct me if I am. But yes, Pro League game versus Hobo versus Aztrack. And on Jade Wadi, one thing to note, like I've mentioned before, is this ledge and having this main base on the low ground means that raiders are really good, especially in the early game, able to get scout pretty easily and everything like that. So I wouldn't be surprised to see just raider play in general. However, Aztrack is mostly a bit of a beast, you know, kind of player. So I don't, maybe he's just not going to do that. And then Hobo has been playing a lot of actually mech play, just playing the positional game, trying to drag things out and just having a superior army, you know, that sort of thing. So we'll see if raiders come into play. So we have a den on the way for Aztrack, we have a workshop on the way for Hobo. So yeah, so it looks like no raiders. Yeah, so it's really a dilemma, right? If you're playing in like a preparation kind of series kind of thing. Like, do you play to your strengths, so just play what you're comfortable with, what you're good at, or do you play to your opponent, where, oh, you know, I think I can abuse or expose this sort of this weakness, this flaw in their play that they have, or do you play to the map? You know, come with a prepared strategy where, you know, you look at the map and say, hey, maybe raiders are really good on this map, so I'll use raiders, or something like that. Yeah, so it really depends. There's a lot of pros and cons for sure. I think a lot of the time people kind of choose one of the above and just don't think of all the other ones, and then that becomes a detriment because you're only focused on one of the aspects, right? Yeah, I am ignoring this, or okay, but anyways, oh, that's the other way. He's just asking us, or asking Aztrack to ignore all of this from the casting. But yeah, anyways, I think it's really, you really need to keep all of them in mind. So you need to keep the map in mind, you need to keep the, like, your opponent in mind, you need to keep what you're good at in mind. So I think it's definitely everything, all of the above kind of thing. But I feel like some players, they just focus on one of them, and to their detriment. But yeah. We have a wolf coming into scout. Oh, we're going to go for 2 Gatling guns before the castle, so that's a little bit more safer, but it's a little bit less economic. Aztrack went for the DC build, 2 house before castle, and looks like the castle is going to go down at relatively similar times. Yeah, things are looking pretty even. What does Hobo want to do over here? So is Hobo going to go for a advanced workshop and try to go for cattle drops, or are they going to go for a mill? If I had to guess, I'm going to guess the mill, because I've seen Hobo prefer that style of play. And also, you know, against beasts, it's always a good idea, I think. We'll see how that goes. So Aztrack, since Aztrack knows that it is going to be some sort of a standard mech kind of play, I'm really curious to see what they're gonna do. When you're playing against, okay, so it is gonna be a fast fortress and quick dragons. When you are playing against mech, especially as the beast player, you have a lot of flexibility. You have a ton of flexibility because if you're playing against, say, Rax or something, or if you're playing against Beast versus Beast Mirror, there's a lot of early game pressure that you have to deal with. You have to deal with Raiders, you have to deal with the Wolf Micro, but when you're playing against mech, like especially a mech opening, you just have a lot of space and a lot of time. Generally, the only thing that can start hitting you is the first gyra or the cata drop, and before then, you have a ton of time to formulate a game plan and stuff. Hello, Consciously Eating. Good to have you here. But yeah, okay, as I predicted, there is going to be a meal. I feel like this is a very late, actually. I think Hobo got it after the second house, which means it's going to be very delayed. Only solo cast, bring someone in to ask dumb questions. You know, I feel like there's definitely pros and cons. You get a fresh perspective, but you know, if I'm just looking at it from my perspective, it's like completely unbiased and stuff. So I don't know. It's pros and cons, but I've been solo casting for week 1 and 2, so I think I just will continue doing so. We have a bird coming up out of Hobo. Of course, with the mech play, you just aren't very like available to scout, especially as your early units, except for your gyro, don't really scale that much. And now that I think about it, it's probably better if this was cancelled and just went for a worker, because you do have the gyro that's going to be scouting on. You don't want these to be surrounded, and Hobo is going to survive. That is good micro over there. Good try out of Aztrack trying to surround them. But yeah, if you want to be really safe, you just keep your Gatlings home. Yeah. Okay, so we have double Dragon Slayer coming up out of Aztrack. So not going to opt for a quick third base, but rather trying to do some damage with these double dragons, and we'll see if that's able to do any sort of damage. This is probably the most ideal situation where Hobo went for a mill rather than the advanced workshop first. So that means the ballista are going to be even more delayed, and we're just waiting to see when Hobo will get confirmation of this scout. So Yeah, and like I was saying, if you are going to go for gyros, these gyros are going to scale pretty much everything you want. So there's no real reason to go for this bird, but it's safe. You know, I don't hate it, but it could be a worker instead. So Hobo was going to wall like this. So this kind of indicates to me that Hobo's probably going to take this as a third base rather than this side over here, just because this is a, you know, a very good wall. It's not impossible that Hobo takes this, but I think just this is probably better. And I think this is also better for walling purposes. Here you gotta just like corner up in the corner, or you have to wall off so many different places. This Gyrocraft has gone in, I believe, scouted the Dragon's Lair, yes indeed, and also just gonna try to do some damage. So Hobo is aware of everything right now, and we're gonna have to see how Hobo defends. First Dragon is out, Ballista on the way. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. Ideally, you want to pull that back. Yep, that's exactly what they do. Aztrack could have played one den here too, as passive as Hobo plays. Exactly, yeah. Like, I don't mind. Ooh, looks like this was cancelled just before Aztrack available, and is going to see that and fix that, rectify that mistake. Yeah, definitely. This is sort of the thing that I was talking about, like playing against the player. If you know you're gonna play against someone who plays generally so passive, like Hobo does, you might, you know, cut some corners, you know, forego the second wolf stand, you know, go for a quick third, stuff like that. We'll see how it goes. We have the first two dragons coming out, and we'll see how much damage they're going to be able to do. But with a tower in the main and also a ballista in the natural, I don't think there's going to be a lot of damage to be found. Maybe, you know, some Gyrocraft, maybe like a Gatling gun or two, but this is not something that Ho should be doing right now. You don't want to fight without your ballista. I would bring this ballista over and fight, or just pull back these gyros. Yeah, don't want to be losing those. Same supply fights versus gyros, dragons, favorite dragons because of AoE damage. Yes, and also the Gyrocraft have a lot less HP, so they do similar amounts of damage. 14 versus 12, I believe. Yep. But then just the dragons have so much more health. 180 versus 320. So generally, you don't want to be fighting that. So Hobo trying to take a third. Yeah, and here's the ballista coming. Oh, it's supply block. That is not good. This is an uncharacteristic mistake. This means that Hobo won't be able to be producing these ballista. I feel like that's actually a big mistake, because I haven't seen this production tab go up for a while, so this must be a long time issue. I guess gonna be unsupply blocked when this castle does go up, but that's definitely a bit of a mistake. Still supply locked, okay. This ballista has not come out for a while. This is just this is actually a huge error. Just being supply blocked and not being able to produce the ballista. At the same time, Aztrack has successfully taken their third base. Is also supply block, so supply block is day to day, it seems like, and is going to go for the animal testing lab for the upgrades. I would like to see even a third base come out of Aztrack, just because you know you're doing a lot of pressure on the other side of the map. But not happening at the moment. Yeah, Hobo is just floating a lot. I think just being supply blocked, not good. Like, look at the production tab right now. Aztrack is producing a whole bunch of things. Hobo is not, because of being supply blocked, and he needs to fix. Maybe it looks like trying to take this base, but because of the hold position, unable to do so. If this goes down, that is going to be huge. And I think there's enough dragons to actually take this down. Good pull-out mic over there. The airship falls. The ballista is also going to fall, seems like. This is an absolutely huge pick-off. If Hobo wasn't supply blocked, then there would be like 2 ballista for sure. And this wouldn't have been picked off, I think. At the same time, looks like Hobo's going to go for a bit of a counterattack. Does Hobo have more workers? I feel like newer players we'll see. It's 25 versus 25, so about even. Generally, if you're playing mech, it's always a good idea to over make workers, because you're going to be using them to repair and everything. So yeah, so this worker's still derping out, I think, trying to take this space. The ballista fell, and also the first airship fell as well. These workers did a little bit of damage, looks like took down 3 workers, but that's not quite enough compared to losing this hold on the 3rd base. Where are these Gatling guns going? That seems like that was a bit of a mistake. You definitely need to repair this. You can't lose your ballista, especially once you've lost your first ballista. This is just not good. And the ballista will fall. So these dragons definitely have nothing to counter them, except for maybe the gyros. There's 4 gyros coming, or 5 gyros over here. That's not going to be enough, I don't think. Another gyro falls over here. Yeah, there's just Hobo being supply blocked and being unable to go for the additional ballista was probably the biggest issue here out of Hobo. Hobo's just floating so much right now as well. Yeah, this is I guess this is a bit of a more of a mistake on Hobo's side rather than Aztrack played really well. Like Aztrack played very well, but this is definitely on Hobo in my opinion. Yeah, these gyrocraft, with the repair, maybe they can stand up for a bit and take down a dragon or 2, but yeah, things are looking very dire. However, Hobo was able to take this 4th base. You know, maybe if he's able to stabilize and keep this base alive, he might be okay economically, especially as Aztrack has not gotten their 4th base yet, now is looking to take it. But yeah, there's still no answer to these dragons. There's 1 ballista, there's more additional ballista being produced. One thing that Hobo could have done is, if he realized he was supply blocked, could have definitely chose to go for the explosive shot upgrade rather than just queuing up that ballista for the longest time. That would have been something to, I guess, at least do something while he was supply blocked. Hobo at 2nd ballista actually wasn't patient enough to wait for the airship before flying in on the 3rd to defend. Okay, I see. Or maybe it just got caught off guard or something. But yeah. So 4th base coming in for Aztrack. The upgrades are in favor of Aztrack as well. Just +1 versus nothing. And just these dragons are going to reign supreme, essentially. A little bit of a counterattack over here, and is able to scout that 4th base. And yeah, there's just... this is just, I guess... I don't know. I think this is definitely in favor of Aztrack. I don't think it's over, though. Like, if really Hobo is able to defend here, maybe puts down a tower here, maybe... Okay, 3 towers over here. Then maybe Hobo is able to, claw this way back. Just play a really long game, go for... But, like, as I say that, there's no upgrades, there's no, like, yeah, I don't know, that's gonna be really tough either way. These wolves coming into the natural. These dragons trying to do damage before the watchtowers are completed. And we have a run-by setup at the 3rd base as well, so... Aztrack attacking on many different fronts, trying to do as much damage as possible. Yeah, these towers do finish, so this looks like this base will survive for the time being. We have these wolves running in. Gonna pick off a Gatling gun or 2 before having to retreat, or they're just gonna stay and fight. Okay, 2 kills it is. This is a mineral line, very juicy. Aztrack instead gonna try to target down a catapult first and then goes for the workers. Okay, don't need that. Yeah, just Hobo is done mining out of natural, or is sorry, the main. Yeah, this is looking pretty good for Aztrack. And just more and more worker damage. So far, looks like 30 workers have been killed. That is an insane number. But credit is due where credit is due. Hobo, despite losing 30 workers, is on the same number of workers as his opponent. So that is just insane. Good macro out of Hobo, but yeah, I feel like at this point there's not much that Hobo can do. The airship falls, which means the mobility is gone. Gonna target down these ballista 1 by 1. Even with the repair, it's not gonna be enough, it seems like. Yeah, and the supplies tell the tale at the moment. Look at the supply. 120 versus 44. And GG is called. Alright, so that means it's gonna be 2-0 for performance enhancing Frugs. It's gonna be, I guess, 2 games to 0. We're gonna see if Littlewargame Gatekeeping is able to pull it back on map 3. So map 3 is gonna be Cladorhiza versus glaba. And let's take a look. Yeah, it was a pretty big supply log. So, on Xenos, we have glaba spawning in the top right, playing for Team Performance Enhancing Frugs. And Cladorhiza in the bottom left, playing for Team Littlewargame Gatekeeping. Xenos is also a map that we've seen before, I believe in week 1? 1 or 2? I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, okay. We'll see how it goes. Glaba, definitely a beast player. Cladorhiza also a beast player, so maybe we're going to have some epic beast versus beast. We'll see how it goes. House on both sides. So this house was a little bit earlier, so why did that happen? How did that happen? Maybe it was an 8 house, but it doesn't seem like it. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention that much. You hate Cladorhiza's house position. I think this is actually not a bad house position, as long as the second den is like, oh, interesting. Gonna go for a barracks. Okay. The reason being is that you can tower rush this point. Like, I'll show you on this side. If, for example, you can just cat drop in there. That is true. That is true. You can put some units in there. However, what you can also are avoiding with this is if you put like a worker, bring a worker over here and build a tower like so, then your units can't attack the worker. So this is a pretty well-known tower rushing kind of spot. So that's probably why. That's probably the reason. But yeah, you can drop catapults or archers in there, and if you're playing against Beast in particular, then the Beast units won't be able to deal with that. But yeah, okay. Ignore everything I was talking about the Beast versus Beast. Glaba has opted to go for a workshop opening, and Cladorhiza has gone for a raider opening. Okay. Interesting. I haven't seen a lot of Cladorhiza play racks at all. And I haven't seen, well, I guess I have seen Glaba play workshop mech, but it's not exactly what I assume. You know, like that's not what I like know him for, in my opinion. We'll see. So yeah, this is the good Sim City. I like it. So that means the Gatling gun is able to just park itself over here and then just fully just cut that off. Would like to see a worker being pulled just in advance, but I guess you don't have to do that, especially because you probably think your opponent is going to play Beast. You generally want to pull your worker just as your second Gatling gun starts, and that's going to be perfectly in time for when the first raider arrives. And we do have a advanced workshop over here. Cladorhiza are just doing their best to be annoying. The second Gatling pops, and yeah, that's just going to be going back home. Okay, so a standard opening so far. We're just chilling. We assume it's going to be some sort of cata drop with this. Catapult, question mark? Yeah, okay, that's a little bit late, but yes. Okay, so it's going to be a cata drop, for sure. I would like to see these a little bit more passive instead of being up front over here. Ooh, a flash over here. That's you need to pull the workers for the repair. Okay, that barely survives. That could have been dangerous over there. Glaba putting his Gatling guns a little bit too far forward. If Glaba was a little bit too slow with their worker pull, then it would have died. But good reaction, and is able to save the Gatling gun. What do we have on the side of Cladorhiza? Looks like just going to go for a quick third. I don't hate it. I would prefer actually just going for an advanced workshop and then go for a third, just to deal with the advanced the potential for cata drops and mills and stuff like that. I also would like to see Cladorhiza just flash a full health Gatling gun into the main just to see what's going on. But I guess after seeing that catapult shot, then Cladorhiza definitely knows, I think, what's going on. Alright, we're just chilling, I guess. Good micro out of glaba, just and awareness, just pulling that weak worker back into the main base so it doesn't get sniped by the raiders. Well done. And okay, so he did cancel or did choose to not go for the third castle. I think this is the better play for sure. Gonna go for the advanced workshop, a tower in the main. Maybe that's a bit overkill, but I don't hate it. I'm not quite sure why you would go for a tower in the main, but not in your natural. I think ideally you go for both. If you are playing against mech, you don't want to be taking this as your third base though, because you can this workers that are mining over here can be cata dropped from the high ground over here. I would definitely prefer like taking this base, even though this is also a bit of a cata drop place, or even this base, just taking a different base entirely. These raiders are on the other side of the map, just trying to do scouting for the third base timing. Here's glaba coming in with the cata drop. No worker with this, so that means there's no ability to repair these units. The advanced worker just finished, and looks like the ballista has just started. So there's definitely a window of opportunity here for glaba to do some damage. Not quite sure why he didn't go into the natural over there, and instead is going to go into the main. Flash a full health Gatling gun. Okay, sorry, I meant a raider. Some Q-fire over here, but Cladorhiza is quick enough to pull their workers away. What is glaba Q-firing on? That is just a mistake. You have to Q-fire at the bottom of the tower, not the top. That is hitting nothing. I think maybe he was trying to Q-fire against the workers? Here's the... Okay, this is just dead. That's dead. That's one dead. Is that two dead? That's two dead. Okay, this is just bad for glaba. Oh no, okay, so glaba had the opportunity to do a whole bunch of damage. This ballista was a little bit late, especially because Cladorhiza was a little bit wishy-washy about getting the third base. Definitely had a lot of opportunity to do some damage, but is unable to do any damage and loses both catapults. So this is a bit of a disaster. However, did delay this third base, so that is something that is going for glaba. Going to go out with a second catapult drop. And glaba has taken their, or is trying to take their third base at a relatively smooth timing. But we'll see if these raiders are able to do some damage. If you just flash, you can just, yeah, okay. Those Gatling guns are dead. Yeah, okay, no, there's nothing to defend over here. We have a fortress on the way, perhaps going to go for dragons. You can defend this kind of with the catapult on the top over here. We do have this cata drop going in, doing a little bit of damage, delaying the third base, but also glaba's third base is being delayed at the same time. This needs to drop and start dealing with it. There we go. There's the drop. Glaba, seeing this, just full walls the main, or the natural. I don't hate that at all. Glaba needs to do more damage with though. This is just a lot of damage. Losing all the Gatling guns, pretty big. But glaba has only just killed a worker. Yes, you are delaying the third base, but your third base is also being delayed. He wrote he wasn't playing on his setup. Yes, I believe glaba had done some moving, so a bit unfortunate. Oh no. Glaba completed this house, which means, okay, his units aren't going to be able to fit through these gaps, so that is a mistake for sure. If you were to cancel something, you would probably cancel the house and leave the tower, but yeah, unfortunate. Okay. We have this catadog coming in, but Cladorhiza is quick on the pull away, and no units have died so far. I would like to see just glaba try to come in and save those. Yes, it's risky, but you gotta do something risky at this point in time. You're just way too far behind, I feel like. Here's a nice cute block out of glaba over here, but that is gonna be killed, not even a cancel over here. Yeah, I think right now glaba knows that the unique pathing is messed up. These catapults are still Q-firing onto the mirror line and still has gotten no damage. One thing that glaba does have going, however, is this. Triple Dragon's Lair, and this has not been scouted. So if glaba is able to, keep this a secret and then somehow surprise Cladorhiza with a whole bunch of dragons, then there is potential. However, one thing to note, he already has Ballista. He already has Ballista just to deal with the Catadrops, and even if, Cladorhiza is caught with their pants down, he still has the Ballista just to buy some time for additional units, so... yeah, even if this Dragon's Lair continues to go up undetected, I think it still could be really difficult for glaba to pull out a win. Cladorhiza adding on a third Rax. Trying to take out these two Gatling guns, but it was going to be saved. That's just one sacrificial worker, it seems like. Yeah, things are not looking good for glaba at the moment. And these Gatling guns being, going down as well. Yeah, this is just unfortunate. There's just no really standing army for glaba. Glaba's all of his eggs are in this dragon transition basket, but I don't think that's gonna be enough, especially with the two ballista already out. Yeah, really unfortunate. There's just nothing to contend with these raiders. Another cute block over here, but that's just going to be taken down immediately. That's a kill. You can tell if it's a kill or a cancel. If you hear the destruction sound, like you did over there, then you know it's a kill. If you don't hear that, then you know it's just a cancel. Additionally, you can see the little destroyed, what do you call these? Like the fragments of it being destroyed on the ground. If you see that, then you know it's also killed rather than a cancel. Glaba has these dragons, but I don't know if this is going to be enough. That airship goes down. Glaba smartly is just going to try to save these? Pull them up until you get 10 of them or something, and then go for it? That's an option, Just keep them a secret. If you go in with 3 dragons, you're just letting them know what you're doing, and you just have more time to deal with it, because they're not as threatening as if you showed up with 12 dragons and started destroying all the workers. But now Cladorhiza is going to see them. So this is actually not bad for Cladorhiza, in my opinion. Yes, you're going to lose the 2 ballista and the airship, but you do see them before the dragons reach a critical number. There you go. There's the airship going down. And now that the jig is up, glaba is going to go across the map. But yeah, a tower is being constructed. There's a tower at least in each base. We have more airships or more ballista being constructed. Additional towers being thrown in as well. This is just going to be difficult, in my opinion, just to do any sort of damage to get back into the game. Cladorhiza is on 4 bases. Yeah, okay. These dragons absolutely need to do some damage though. But with these mages, with the slow field probably you can do a lot of damage. The archers are also a serviceable defense. And these dragons are unable to do too much damage before being chased away. They killed an airship, and then they killed a handful of workers, but that's about it. So, not ideal. This dragon being caught, but is able to escape. Yeah, okay. Glaba, however, was able to establish their 3rd base. Put up a tower, a bit of SimCity to protect that. So it's not, I guess, 100% over, but glaba needs to do something with these dragons. They need to get some value. So you have a catadrop, a single catapult drop on the bottom side of the map, while these dragons distract over here. Ideally, this pulls the airship ballista over this side, and yes, it does. And that should leave up an opportunity for this catadrop to do a little bit of damage. Ideally, this would have been 2 catapults, but only 1. There's no +2, however, or +1 mech damage, so these will not be doing 2-shot. You have to do 3 shots, and Cladorhiza did see that, is going to respond in time. I do gotta say, glaba has been trying to pull this back, definitely with some moves over here, but I don't know if this army is going to be able to be stopped, honestly. We've got 2 ballista in the airship, a 3rd ballista, and then a handful of mages and workers. There's nothing here for. There's no army. It's all just dragons. And the dragons are out of position. There's the fireball destroying all the workers except 1. Those additional fireballs were a bit overkill in my opinion. But it looks like this 3rd is just going to go down immediately. Glaba coming in with a huge arc, trying to minimize the splash damage of the ballista, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. Fireball does not shoot air, as I painfully learned a long time ago. Glaba saying, okay, this is stupid. That's unfortunate, honestly. GG is called. Okay. So Cladorhiza takes that and brings the score back to a 2-1. Nice, well played. Alright. A bit unfortunate, especially for Glaba, just because new setup and not used to it. Probably didn't play as well as he would have liked. But that's okay. Alright, here we go. Next map. It's going to be Silent Fjord, and it's going to be Frugs versus WeirdRat. WeirdRat definitely the favorite over here. And we'll see if WeirdRat is able to bring his team back to a 2-2 score. In the top right, it's going to be WeirdRat in the blue, excuse me, not the red. The team captain for Littlewargame Gatekeeping. And in the bottom left, with an early worker going across the map, for team performance enhancing Frugs, it is Frugs. The namesake. Frugs going for yet another cheese. Frugs, week 1, week 2, 2-dend in the middle of the map. This is a little bit of adaptation, in my opinion. Is going to probably 2-dend on the side of the map rather than in the middle of the map, so this is less likely to be scouted. This is improvement. We love it. We love to see it. Where's the second worker, though? It's just going to be 1? If it's just 1, it might be just a... Yeah, okay, a Rax, okay. This is probably just going to be... I don't imagine Frugs is too keen on playing WeirdRat in a standard game. I'd imagine this to be Rax into Rax with the same worker and just go for... you know, double Rax Raiders, you know, 2 Rax Raiders, and just try to kill. Because Raider versus Raider is notoriously difficult to play, difficult to control. You know, one mistake and you lose your first Raider versus the opponent's first Raider, and the snowball just kind of rolls, especially if it's a 2 Rax Raider, you know. Yeah, okay, so WeirdRat just gonna go for, looks like a standard Rax into Castle. Probably just going to go for a Raider expand. Ooh, okay, it's going to be soldiers. I'm not a fan of soldiers, honestly. Let's think. Soldiers, 2 Rax soldiers probably does okay against Beast. Doesn't do well against Mech or Rax, in my opinion. I don't think this is going to work at all. Like, what are you? What is the aim? Unless you play against Itano, it's random. If you play against Itano, he wins. Yeah, Itano has definitely worked on their Raider micro, especially in preparation against Vizix Fan earlier in Pro League Season 1. But yeah, there's definitely some micro that you can do, especially with the flash. If you flash onto the Raider, you essentially are guaranteed the first hit. So that's just something. Anyways, looks like Frugs is probably going to pull up until 3 soldiers. No, going to go with 2. I would have waited for a 3rd, especially... Okay, yes. Just wait, just wait. No. Okay, you gotta wait. You gotta hit once he gets the castle going. So yeah, actually, this is actually a good timing. Okay. Ignore what I said. Okay, we have another worker coming out. What is this worker? Is this for the tower rush that he's been trying to do? I'm not sure. Okay, so okay, we'll see how WeirdRat responds. Probably going to pull a whole bunch of workers and tower up if I had to guess. Is going to see it right now. Pulls the worker back. Going to bring all the workers. Yep. Cancels the castle. And tower. Okay, excellent. This is going to be a hold, in my opinion. It's just, yeah, okay. This is really cute, though. Frog's trying to use the soldiers as, like, a wall to defend the worker that's trying to build the watchtower so that the watchtower potentially goes up, but no. Just the workers are done, or the workers are here. The watchtower of their own for WeirdRat is coming up, and the soldiers are being surrounded and destroyed one by one. Yeah, this is game over. Good defense. Well played. Good attempt. I don't know. I feel like for Frugs, if maybe just went for Raider Cheese. I don't know. Okay, GG, well played. Quick game. WeirdRat is gonna take it. One thing I do want to note is that WeirdRat has had not the best luck in drawing games. WeirdRat has played Frugs. WeirdRat has played... Who has he played? Deathstroke. WeirdRat has played... Who did he play in match 1? Mr. Pankaka. So, like, WeirdRat is supposed to be the ace, you know, and, like, take down... You're guaranteeing him, or, like, you're expecting him to win. But, like, playing against, like, the likes of Mr. Pankaka and Frugs is just kind of unfortunate for WeirdRat. Yes, you get a win, which is really nice, but... you know, ideally you want your WeirdRat playing against people like, I don't know, like Hobo or Glaba, or like that level of players, and just, you know, I don't know. Pulling your entire worker line seems too much. No, I disagree. I think with Frugs's what's like kind of identity and like what he's been doing, overreacting is definitely better than underreacting, in my opinion. Especially because you feel like you're the better player as WeirdRat, and if you are able to hold, you're just good, right? You know you're probably gonna win the longer game. So I don't hate pulling the entire worker line. If it was against like a similar skilled player, if that was against like AC or DC, then no, yeah, I would say you don't want to pull your worker. But if you're playing against Frugs, pull all the workers. I think that's a good idea. Anyways, gonna hop into game 5. Wolf Ranges, it's going to be heroofages versus redDain. Wolf Ranges, one of the new maps in the map pool, so people were going to be going to see this first time. We did the same seeding. The supposedly worst players are their best to have safe wins on the other maps. I guess that is a thing. Like you, I don't know, because you really don't know what your opponent is going to seed. So I guess it's kind of a bit of a luck of the draw. I guess you have to do it based on the map, but what were they talking about? Okay. Anyways. Alright, so you have heroofages in the top left playing for LWGgatekeeping. Pulled off a very clutch win against Neagat last week on DESTROYcall. In the bottom right, it's going to be redDain playing for performance enhancing Frugs. itzJ was pretty on point with his predictions, though. Very nice, very good. I think it's really difficult. itzJ being really on point, that's actually pretty impressive. There's definitely a lot of mind games going on with who's going to play on what kind of thing. You can either just play what you think your teammates will do best on, like play, oh, you know, it's a standard map, let's put our, you know, most standard mechanically skilled player on this map kind of thing. Or you try to snipe your opponent, say, hey, I think they're going to send this player out on this map, therefore we should play this person kind of thing. Yeah, okay, we'll see. Let's talk a little bit about this map. So this map is created by Dragon Archer Z. It's a very interesting map. We have a back natural, or a back door in the main out of a castle. So that's going to take a lot of damage to defeat, but it's going to open up a new path of attack into the main base. The natural and the main are kind of cramped compared to other maps. It's going to be a little bit difficult, in my opinion, to take a lot of bases, in my opinion. There's a lot of potential for cata drops, and if you take this third is a little bit more prone to run bys and stuff like that. And then you have this kind of like narrow choke point over here with the Wolves Den as well. So it's really interesting map. I feel like people definitely would you know, benefit from just trying to just play a handful of games on it, see how it works out. You know, there's these corner bases that can only be accessed by air. You got to get it work on an airship. It's an interesting map. I wouldn't be surprised if you know, some fancy strategies are created and stuff. But all right, looks like we have a Raider expand on both sides. Here we're just gonna go for the worker before the house, or before the castle, so it's gonna be a little bit faster. And we have our Raider skirmish in the middle of the map. It's an ugly map, says ConciouslyEating. Yeah, I can see why people hate it. It's not the... But, like, you know, exciting games. Exciting games are fun. I think purposely, like, I chose maps that some people have no idea on, just to give some of the weaker players a bit of an advantage if they, like, if they study the map and, find something that they can abuse or try out, you know, just to give them a little bit of a better chance to play against some of the better players in the league. And additionally, if some fancier maps, some new maps, just so that people have the opportunity to play on different maps and new strategies and all that. But yeah, looks like we're shaping in to be a bit of a longer game so far. We've just got a standard build so far. Alright, so we have the second racks out of redDain. Gonna go for a bit of a standard game, it seems like. Gonna play really safe. This worker is just kind of chilling. That seems like a mistake. Should definitely pull that back to mining. Hero of Ages, gonna go for a workshop instead. Okay, I think this is definitely the better play. Yes, it's kind of hard to maneuver a mech army, especially with the narrow, but like at the same time, the narrow chokes really lend itself well to mech play. You don't have to be worried about getting surrounded in multiple different locations and stuff. If it was wide open, you got to be careful of being surrounded, but if it's something narrow like this, mech play can just go straight through the middle of the map without being worried all too much. And then also, there's definitely possibility for some drops and stuff. Hero of Age is going to go in with the Raider, going to get a scout on, going to see the second racks, and ideally he's going to try to escape, but this is just good preparation out of redDain. So, normally if this house wasn't there, you can put a Raider there and you're able to flash out, but redDain obviously has prepared for that, put the house there. Well done. This is the kind of thing that I really wanted to see when having some interesting maps. Well played. Very nice, very nice. And redDain, obviously aware of that, also went in for the scout and saw not much, but that is also a good scout. So, good preparation out of both players. Knowing the map, knowing that you can flash in the back, well done. Third base is coming up for both players. Hero of Age is taking this one, and also redDain also taking this one. So not going for this one, which is definitely harder to defend against cata drops. Like, if you have an airship that's like in this area, you can go over here, drop this side, go over here, drop this side, and also just drop from here from the high ground as well. So extremely powerful position for cata drops. So I think going for this space is definitely the right play. redDain gonna flash in with the Raider once again to do some scouting. Maybe take down this worker. Looks like it will go down. redDain also marching out in the middle of the map with a handful of archers. Looks like that's 7 archers. This is really good because redDain with this Raider has pulled a handful of Hero of Age's army back, which means there's not much to defend over here other than just 2 archers. So if all the archers were over here, this would have been 6 against 7 and it would have been holdable, but because of this Raider being alive and being annoying on this side of the map, this is going to be a bit of an army advantage over here for redDain. I played cata drops versus redDain and all, he's able to handle it. Nice. Okay. So maybe you would have been able to handle it, but it's just, better just for the peace of mind, right? redDain is now mining, whereas Hero of Age is being denied that mining. Good micro over there, pulling that archer back. Well done. I would like to see these archers kind of be pulled back and like just put another house here, just like how redDain has done. But I don't hate it. Looks like Hero of Age is probably going to go for some cata drops in the near future. That's a bit of a mistake. You don't want to be diving too hard, especially if there are workers around to repair those catapults. Yeah, that's definitely a mistake out of redDain. Trying to press their advantage a little bit too much and taking a lot of damage, losing 2 archers in exchange for that, so not the best. redDain, however, is going to tuck into the Mages Guild, so this is their weapon of choice against the mech play. I think that's a good idea. I would like to see a ballista come out sometime soon, because you do know that these, I guess you don't know about this advanced workshop, but I think you can kind of assume, right? Especially how the map really lends itself to going for cata drops, and it's going to be an airship first. I don't hate that, but I would prefer to see the ballista first. Yeah, I'm not sure. So redDain not going to go for the 4th base just yet. Instead going to opt for 8 additional racks, so that's 4 racks. And we have these archers going into the top side of the map trying to do some damage, probably over here. Try to create a new avenue of attack, if I had to guess. Good map vision over here. I would like to see maybe one just unit over here and here out of redDain, just to see any sort of potential move outs. But here's the airship out of redDain. I wonder what that's going to be. Probably just put all the mages in it, right? And just chill. Keep the mages a surprise. redDain going to go for their 4th base. Look at this. You see it slightly go up. This is the repairing the neutral buildings trick. Very nice, very nice. These catapults need to move a little bit more forward to deal with them, and as I say that, they will do that. At the same time, we have a catapult going to the bottom side of the map. Ooh, that's a bit of a miscue fire. Uh-oh. Not quite getting the right length over here, so unable to do so. Satocastor is leaving the replay. heroofages coming in with this cata drop. I don't know if this is going to be good. Not the best place to go down. redDain able to, you know, get out of the way over here and escape with all the workers. Was able to take down this castle, so that is very nice as well. That's a new way, potentially, for these units to attack. We have this, looks like mages. Mages definitely don't do too much damage, but they do some damage. Good pull away over here. And this cat drop has not done a lot of damage so far. Not the best. No ballista yet though, so this probably might escape. What you can do is you can drop a mage and put down slow field. Slow field affects flying units as well, so you could have done that and kept that and killed them with the archers over here, but unable to do that. But that's okay. heroofages has gone for 2 additional racks, so it's gonna be okay. It's more of a hybrid rack style. Okay, I don't hate it. So we're essentially in a similar place, but redDain is ahead technologically, right? 4th base is ahead, faster. That's good. And redDain has the mages. I don't like this SimCity because you can cata drop over here. I don't know. Yeah. However, one thing that heroofages does have going for themselves is the catapults. redDain does not have the catapults, so that's one thing that heroofages has that redDain doesn't. So it's going to be essentially catapults versus mages, essentially, for this splash damage of choice. heroofages is going to try to do some damage over here. Try to get a bit of a chokehold. This is an interesting 4th base to take, but I guess if you know the raider is here, that's not a bad idea. redDain, however, being very diligent with the scouting, is going to see that. A handful of mages going over here. You have this catapult drop still doing some damage. You have another soldier drop, actually, trying to go over here. I don't know where that's attempting to go. These 2 archers are going to grab the airship. This airship might fall, especially if it goes too far this way. No, but it's going to survive. Okay, well done. Going to lose the 2 catapults, however. Let's keep tabs on this. Where did the soldier drop go? Did it just come home? Where did the soldier drop go? Did it just die? Oh no, it's just over here. Okay, so far tons of stuff going on. Additional racks coming out of redDain. That's going to be up to 7 racks, which is quite a lot. And the upgrades, of course, are in favor of redDain. +1 has started, whereas heroofages is just now building the first forge. Okay, so these mages... Okay, I like this. This is kind of like Storm Drop in StarCraft 2. You just walk in, do some damage over here. It's going to kill, looks like, an archer and a worker, and just escape. Trading energy for units, always a good idea. We'll see if heroofages is able to do as much damage as redDain is able to do with this. Looks like we have a soldier drop going into the 3rd base, but there are 2 towers, and looks like, yeah, okay, heroofages is just gonna try to find a different angle, but might be caught. There, okay. This is gonna be close. Yes, okay, so drops 2, but the rest of the airship and the 3 soldiers in it do fall. Good target fire, trying to get that mage, but is unable to do so. yeah, things are looking pretty good for redDain. redDain is definitely in a position where I would say he is favored, but it's not exactly over. We had a bit of a skirmish over here, it seems like. Some good micro out of Heroofages, just pulling back that weak archer until redDain's archer retargeted. Well done. Things are looking pretty interesting. We're going to settle into a big, long macro game, it seems like. We have +1 attack for mech coming up for Heroofages. This is obviously for the catapults drops. Trying to do some damage in that way. But there's just so much energy with these mages. Like, if these mages can trade out their energy for units, trade out their energy for some sort of damage, and then just back off, regen some energy, that's going to be really good for redDain. Just get the incremental value over time. We'll see if he's able to do that. Looks like it's just gonna, yeah, okay, just gonna take down these wolves then, and gonna take this base. So that's gonna bring it to what, 5 bases versus 4? Heroofages, as I say, that is gonna take this base as well. Heroofages is gonna go for a cata drop over here into the main. There are some towers over here. You want to be careful you don't lose your airships. Good response time out of redDain over here. Well done. And this catapult drop is shut down very well with the towers. It's pretty, like, there's a lot of harassment going on, but other than that, it's pretty passive, honestly. Like, there hasn't been a lot of huge army versus army fights. It's just like people building up, you know, trying to do some damage with cata drops, trying to do some damage with this mage drop. Yeah. This is a bit of a precarious situation for the Forge over here. It looks like it's just going to be taken down. Yeah, this is just unfortunate building placement, but it happens. Okay, so now Heroofages has seen this big army. He's going to start trying to deal with it with catapults. He does have a handful of towers over here, so you can't really just dive onto it, I feel like, as redDain. Okay, This cata drop is still being a little bit annoying. Oh, you don't want to be losing that. Okay, Heroofages is going to turn away. Well done. Definitely shaping up to be a very long game. Heroofages partition of units over here going to be driven away. redDain going to try a different angle. I like that. You saw this, you saw a whole bunch of units over here, you saw the catapult, so just trying to find a different angle. Good idea, I think. Those are some good fireballs. Some good splitting out of Heroofages, trying to minimize the damage. Now that all the fireballs are gone, this might be problematic, but some good kiting out of redDain. However, this can be a bit of a big flank. Heroofages is going to go for some catapults over here, try to cut off the retreat path, but a little bit too slow. Okay, so if redDain is able to save all these images, yes, he's lost a handful, but if he's able to save them, then that would be huge. Good sandwich maneuver attempt out of Heroofages doing that. A little bit of friendly fire over here. Really exciting. Okay, so let's talk about the compositions, okay? So Heroofages is generally going to go for Soldier Catapult, it seems like, which is a very tanky, a very, like, sturdy, big, if you fight straight up, you're probably going to lose kind of thing. Whereas redDain is a bit more, like, technical. There's more archers, there's more mages. So this is, you have to be kiting, you have to be on top of that. Ooh, losing that is going to be huge, and yes, losing that is going to be huge. But yeah, you have to be, you know, shooting the fireballs, you gotta be kiting. So in just a straight up A move fight, Heroofages is probably gonna be better, but if the micro is good, it's gonna be a lot better for redDain. As I say that, he's just transitioning into more and more soldiers, it seems like. Heroofages pushing onto the base of redDain over here in the top side of the map. Both players have a ton of resources in the bank. I feel like at that point, you want to be trying to take all the bases, right? Bring an airship over here, try to take this base, take these ones at the bottom. Or you go for some sort of tech, right? You gotta go for, like, hey, surprise dragons or something, or some sort of thing to get ahead. I'm not sure exactly what, but, you know, you gotta do something with the... you know, you don't gain interest from all the minerals in the bank, so you gotta be doing something, in my opinion. I'm sure there must have been something over here with this watchtower being so low. I must have missed that. Pardon me. And also, if you do have like this much money, you generally want to be fighting, right? Because you want to be trying to get some value out of your units while you're going for your additional bases and stuff like that. Because like you're not really doing with much. Okay, here's the Catadrop finally doing some damage. That's a lot of workers going down. But at this point, it's not really worth that much because there's just too much money already. Like, yes, this is good, but it would have been so much better if this had been done like, I don't know, 10 minutes ago. Maybe not 10 because that's kind of unrealistic. Maybe if that happened like 7 minutes ago, it would have been definitely more impactful. With these two soldiers, redDain is gonna see that heroofages is gonna try to take this base. redDain gonna take this base in the corner with the airship. Well done. Yeah, and now these mages have really regenerated all their energy, their mana. So there's not much that heroofages that opportunity that he had didn't do much. We have a soldier drop coming in, but the rest of redDain's army is coming this way as well. So that's not gonna work out, is it? Some fireballs over here. But these soldiers are just going to be taken down. I do like the idea of going for like a whole bunch of soldier drops. But like, I don't think that was the best execution, especially because the rest of redDain's army was right there. So, not the best. Whole bunch of soldiers. Where's the rest of heroofages' army? There's like a handful of units over here. There's a handful of units in production. This is a pretty scary army, especially if he doesn't start bringing his army units. Gonna start doing that there. They're a bit stuck with the path fighting. What does the income tab say? heroofages is losing a lot more, nearly 2,000 resources more than their opponent. And these towers are looking like they're gonna go down as well. Fireball is gonna take care of the workers as well. Good fireballs over here. This is a definite win for redDain, but this isn't over yet. heroofages still has 2,000 resources in the bank. Gonna try to drop on top of this. I don't think that's gonna work, buddy. Yeah, I think that's a mistake. It didn't work the first time. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think that was the best. Like here, what you do is you just kind of chill over here, or you go for a counterattack or something like that. But trying to drop on top of the army, I don't think that was a great idea. heroofages is going to lose this base. However, this base has gone up. So he's not out of it yet. Going to spend a whole bunch of units or money trying to produce more units. Stuff like that. But things are looking really good for redDain. heroofages is not quite maxed out yet. Going to go for mages of their own. Where's the mages guild? There it is. Whereas redDain is just ahead right now. Going to saturate this base in the corner of the map. Well, I'd like to see him try to take these bases as well, but yeah. So heroofages spending all that money now is gonna probably look to dry up that bank, trying to max out. Not much. I don't see like a really good way for heroofages to like finish the game with the current economy. Right, you're behind economically, you're behind tech-wise because the mages aren't done yet. And as I say that, 6 mages on the way, Fireball on the way as well. But yeah, things are looking good out of redDain. Just some good army movement, I feel like, and perhaps some ambitious moves out of heroofages trying to drop on top of the army, but that didn't work. So I do like the spirit actually, just scouting and seeing if there's anything going on. There's a bit of a counterattack over here. That's probably going to be shut down over here, yeah. And the army comes as well. There's a big chunk of the army over here. These sort of run-bys and stuff, they're not getting a lot of value from heroofages. I would prefer if these were just catapult drops, like, you know, continue to do catapult drops, try to take down worker lines and stuff like that. As I say that, looks like there was something over here. This airship went down for free to all these towers. That's a ton of towers. And we have this big force going to probably try to snake into the main over here. At the same time, we have a double-pronged attack, so we have a good portion of redDain's army attacking on the bottom side. So, action on both sides of the map. How is heroofages going to respond to both sides? It's going to be really difficult. Like, yes, he's maxed, but what are okay. No, he does have the units, he just doesn't have them in the right place. That's good fireballs over here. All those workers really low. that last little bit of fireball taking off, what, 3 more workers? Or 3 more units? Hero of Age is going to drop on top of this army, but he still has an army to deal with on the top side of the map. Looks like maybe Hero of Ages might be able to take the win over here, but where's... This is just... Okay, so looks like it's trying to go around to attack. Or just gonna go for a counterattack? Okay, I don't hate the counterattack, but I think it's not gonna be. It's gonna be too little, too late, in my opinion. This side is a win for redDain, and redDain's army is in the main base of Hero of Ages. This army has to do damage. This has to like kill everything essentially. All the eggs are in this basket over here. We have some fireballs, good worker pull, but there's just so much to get through. Like, okay, redDain's gonna come back. I don't know about coming back, honestly. I think I would have said, hey, I've got this corner base. I would just build more towers exactly like this, and just take this army and just continue pushing down this way. You know, kill the forge, kill this, kill the production. But that's not what redDain is gonna do. redDain's gonna be try to, looks like, sandwich this huge army. It might work out. Actually, it probably will work out. But this was the way that you could lose. So I'm not a big fan of it. The worker is going to come in and do some mineral walking as well to get a bit of a surround. There we go. Good surround. Good cleanup. Well done, actually. I stand corrected. I would have just went and just continued attacking, but it seems like this actually seems to be the better play. And now Hero of Ages basically has nothing. It's out of money. Out of mining essentially, except for one base. Did take this one, and GG is called. Well played. redDain is gonna take it. Which is heroes a bit heavy on soldiers, which is not as good as mages. Don't think, especially if you don't drop the soldiers on the archers and mages. Exactly. You saw Hero of Ages try to do that on this side of the map and over here, but it just wasn't enough. And performance enhancing Frugs is gonna take that. Well played. 3-2. Well, let's look at the results. This one, please. Thank you. Okay. So, well played, well played. Alright. Let's move on. Let's move on to the other match. I'm going to take a quick break and get some water, so I'll be back in like a minute. Alright, we're back. Important to stay hydrated, exactly. Hydrate or dehydrate. Alright, let's hop into it again. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so Team DC versus Team itzJ. Satocastor versus ConciouslyEating on Altitude. TheFighter versus itzJ on Jade Wadi. Neagat versus YummyBlaBla on Xenos. DESTROYcall versus Mr. Pancake, except that wasn't played. And DESTROYcall versus Steveinator. Alright, let's hop into it. Bam. I'm going to spam this in the chat one more time. So we're going to start. That's the wrong folder. Alright, so on Altitude, we're going to have ConciouslyEating in the top right side of the map. The player who created this map. So a bit of a, maybe he knows something that we don't know. Playing for Team DC, if I'm not mistaken. Am I still on the images? I think I am. Oh my goodness. My apologies. Fixed it. We did it. Thank you. Change scene. Thank you. So yes, playing for Team itzJ's Birbs. It's going to be ConciouslyEating in the top right side. And in the bottom left, we have Satocastor. Alright, let's see what happens. ConciouslyEating probably going to go for the mech play as he usually does. Satocastor probably going to play some standard Rex. And yeah, I'd say this is definitely a mech favored map. Like I said, this choke point in the natural, also the ability to cat drop on the third bases and everything. Definitely a mech favorite map in my opinion. So I expect to see Consciously Eating doing pretty well. Looks like this is gonna be. Is this gonna be a scout? Yeah, looks like that's gonna be a scout, and the workshop is coming up as well. I think this workshop probably should have been placed one hex to the left. I think that's a bit of a mistake. And we have the racks coming up from Satocastor. Okay, as expected. And we'll see how it goes. I do like this scout actually, especially because maybe Consciously Eating wants to be a little bit more safe. Actually, I don't know. Maybe I don't like it that much, especially against Satocastor, who's been really showing just one style of play. Maybe you don't really need to scout. Maybe if you feel like you're just a better player and you're gonna win anyways, you just don't want to be. You just want to be as safe as possible. And that's okay. Archer. Okay. Satocastor gonna go for an archer. I don't know if Satocastor has been playing a lot of the archer builds. Archer builds are very precise. You have to be very exact with them. This is definitely a certain way you need to do with it. You get less scouting, but you do have a better early mid game if you push out with like 5-ish archers. I don't know. We'll see. He told me something. He was like, "I'm prepared, and therefore I was paranoid." Okay, fair enough. You know, this is the sort of mind games that comes into play when you're playing in a pro league, and you can talk to your opponents and be like, "Hey, you better be prepared. You know, I've got something prepared for you." Then you're like, "Oh no, what is this? I gotta be really prepared." And you know, your mind starts to wander. You want to be very safe, which makes sense. Okay, so Satocastor, that was pretty cute. Just having the archer in the corner with the workers around it, just against the raider. Really nice. Yeah, one of the aspects I love about Pro League. I agree. Yes. Okay. So Consciously Eating, just chilling. Gonna go for the natural, and same thing on the other side with Satocastor. So these workers were a little bit early. Generally, if you are going to go for this archer build, the first time the raider hits on your side of the map is exactly when your second archer pops. If you're gonna go for my build, where you go for the racks a little bit earlier, so 8 house 9 racks instead of 9 house 10 racks, then your archer pops a little bit before their raider. So those two workers could have been mining for a little bit longer, but that's okay. Those are just like some tiny details in my opinion. We have a advanced workshop out of Consciously Eating, probably going to vote for catadrops. I expect to see this create a catapult very soon. Now, there we go. Excellent. And we just have archers, continual archer production out of Satocastor, and a bird. Bird probably going to go straight into the main and confirm this advanced workshop, is what I expect to see. Okay, so some standard play. I think for Satocastor, he definitely needs to get an advanced workshop, especially if you know your opponent is going to go for cata drops. So I expect to see that being thrown down as soon as it's scouted. If you are going to try to play racks, like, what third do you take? Maybe you just take this third, right? Maybe you don't take a third and go for a 2-base push or something. I don't know. This map, I think it's definitely you just play something like 2-den if you don't like the map, and then if you do like the map, just play mech, and just cata drop them to death in my opinion. This bird is gonna see the advanced workshop, right? Yes. Okay. Is gonna see the 2 catapults as well. Good scouting bird and advanced workshop as a response. Great, excellent. We love to see it. Let's talk about archer placement. Where do you want to put your archers? I guess you put half of them here and half of them here against catapult drops. Or you just go across the map and try to kill when the catapult drop is happening. Trust in your own worker micro and your ballista. Maybe? I don't know. Looks like it is going to be a bit of a push into a third base. Okay, so this is going to be precarious for sure. But maybe it'll be alright. This is interesting. Okay, no. You had started the... Ooh! That could have been huge. Imagine if Satocastor had seen that and taken that down. Maybe he just sees it right now. You're like, oh, so there was something on the minimap. Oh, that could have been absolutely huge. That was, yeah, that could have been game over essentially right there. But unable to catch that, respond in time. I was saying something about explosive shot being produced out of consciously eating. I think that was a mistake. Here's the first ballista, but it's supply blocked. Okay. Good worker pull over here. No workers have been injured so far. These archers are coming back to defend. This bird is keeping tabs on the third base timing. And consciously eating is able to just go straight back to the third and try to kill that. Delay as much as possible. That's almost complete. If Satocastor was a little bit better with the micro, might have been able to complete that. This ballista is so much later than it needs to be just because he was supply blocked. That's unfortunate for sure. Like the advanced workshop was done ages ago, but the ballista is only now halfway done. This is a bit of a good position. Satocastor gonna try to target on the airship. Only 3 of his archers are shooting. Ooh, this is a very good placement using the SimCity against. Well done. And it looks like it's gonna escape unless these 2 archers have anything to say about that. Nope, he's gonna be able to escape. Well done. Doing some good damage using the SimCity against them, and just unfortunate with the ballista coming out a little bit too late, especially because the supply lock. Bit of a mistake, but that's okay, it happens. Gonna go back all the way home and repair, and gonna go for a third base. So far, you know, not the best defense, but it's a passable defense of the cannon drop. It didn't do any damage, so that's good. But it could have been a lot better if this ballista had come out a little bit better. Maybe if the splits were a little bit better. But yeah, I'd say so far, pretty good defense. Didn't lose any workers. That's a solid. You know, you're fine with that. It could have been better, but you're fine with that. Consciously eating, probably gonna try to snipe the bird, but the bird has long gone. Gonna try to chase it down. Okay. Where do you want to place your army if you're playing defensive? It looks like Consciously is going to probably try to wall off this side. Okay, this is a bit of a fight. I don't know if this is going to be too good. We'll see. Micro extremely important in fights such as these. Ooh, that's a bit of a hit. I don't know about going into this side over here. That feels a little bit risky, honestly. You're kind of leaving yourself trapped. You're not going to be able to escape as easily. Yeah, so far not the best trades for Satocastor here. Like, the idea was alright, but then I feel like it wasn't too great. The execution itself. It's just going to back off. That's fine. What do we have as a follow-up? We have, looks like 4X coming up and a workshop for Satocastor. Consciously eating, gonna go for double forge, so gonna look to play the late game. Okay, I respect that. I respect that. But yeah, I was saying something like the workshop placement. Yeah, maybe if you actually put your initial 2 buildings over here, like house, workshop, like this, and went for it on the low ground, that might have been a little bit better to go for this sort of big wall, maybe. But I don't know. I guess this is just like, I'll just put the workshop here just to deny a little bit of surface area. Not bad. Consciously eating on top of the scouting for sure. But these ballista are going to take care of that bird. Rip bird. And looks like we're just gearing up to be a bit of a macro game. Cool. I like that. I assume +1/+1 is going to come for Consciously eating. Once he has the money. Yep, there's the attack. There's double attack. Okay. Interesting. I think I would have expected +1 and then +1, like attack and armor. But, you know, I don't hate that. Satocastor checking this 4th base. Not going to see anything. And just gonna back away. Smart decision. I think as Satocastor, you need to do something, right? You need to get like a 4th base out, knowing that your opponent is on 3 bases, or you gotta go for, I guess, what he's trying to do is gonna go for counter drops with the +1 at mech attack. Oh no, wait. I thought I saw mech attack. I might be a little crazy. Okay, just gonna go for Rax attack. We have a bit of a fight over here. I'm sorry I missed the first part of that. But it looks like this is not gonna be enough. Yeah. Not the best fight for Satocastor. I feel like I missed the first part of it, which is really unfortunate, but this is not how you want to be fighting. Yeah, all the Caltrops, it seems like, did a whole bunch of damage, and it's just slowing down the units, and that was an excellent fight for ConciouslyEating. Well done. I would like to see some workers go and repair those units back up to full health. Yeah, that was a bit of a mistake, in my opinion, for Satocastor. However, looks like Satocastor is going to take a 4th base, so that might be a bit of a way to come back into the game. But it looks like ConciouslyEating has decided, hey, you wasted your whole army basically doing nothing, so I'm just going to go push you and kill you. And take a 4th base of my own. I think that's a great idea. Great idea, great idea. Alright, so this tower has completed, this castle is almost completed. Good Caltrop placement. Gonna allow for some free kills on the soldiers. And this is just an extremely difficult army to engage. You're probably not gonna win this engagement, no matter what, honestly. Especially if you don't come in with all your units at once. Trickling in units is probably not the best idea against mech. You don't want to be doing that. These catapults, not doing too much damage. They're both going to be taken down. Well done out of ConciouslyEating. Also taking the 4th base at the same time, so he's not going to be behind economically. These soldiers are coming in kind of like 1 by 1, which is not the greatest. Gonna take down a Gatling gun or 2, but yeah, that's essentially the whole. I feel like this was probably the biggest issue. I didn't see it the beginning part of that fight, but the fight did not go well at all. So it meant that Satocastor lost his entire army for only a handful of units, which is not good. And yeah. This 4th base is going to be denied. Maybe if Satocastor had used the airship to more avail, you know, went for soldier drops and stuff like that. Looks like he's going to try to do it right now, but imagine if that fight over here had started with a soldier drop, you know, and like a whole bunch of friendly fire with the catapults had happened or something like that. Definitely would have been a different game, but as it stands, it seems like despite that being a pretty good fight for Satocastor, I think it's a little bit over. This is pretty good though. The catapults on the high ground dealing a lot of damage. But with this airship coming closer, you're gonna have high ground vision. Looks like Satocastor is kind of cleaning up, though. Kind of. That's a pretty good hold. But, like, economically, it's kind of over. No 4th base. As Rax, you generally want to be ideally up the base against your mech opponent. But, not gonna happen over here. And with the workers still here, they're going to repair all those units up straight to full health, so. And the upgrades situation is going to be pretty hugely in favor. Especially with those 2 additional upgrades going to finish in the near future. Yeah. Well played by ConciouslyEating. I feel like just Satocastor didn't take the right engagements as well as he really needed to. That was probably the big issue here. Excuse me. Yeah, and I think that's gonna be it. Yeah, there goes all the catapults, there goes all the soldiers. These ballista are gonna be dropped and then promptly get taken out. What you could have done is like maybe you could have went for some sort of counterattack once this attack was at your doorstep, but no, yeah, this is just gonna be extremely difficult. Something for ConciouslyEating that you could have done is like once you have this position that you can do right now with your worker, you can start building some towers to make it even more difficult for your opponent to break you. So that's one thing that could have happened. Satocastor is going to try to go for the ninja base in the bottom right hand side. Going to successfully evacuate a handful of his workers as well. That's a big hit on the mineral line over here. Yeah, things are looking pretty over. ConciouslyEating going to take this base. No, Satocastor is sad. Yeah, and as I say that, there are those towers in the middle of the map on the doorstep. GG is called. Well played. So it looks like ConciouslyEating gonna put his team on the board. Well played, well played. Alright, let's hop into game 2. Game 2 gonna be TheFighter versus itzJ on Jade Wadi. We'll see how this goes. Alright, so what do we expect to see on this map? Same thing like I said before, Raiders are really good, but maybe we won't see that? We'll see. Okay, so the fighter, the fighter's playstyle has kind of evolved over, I think, the time frame of the Pro League. I feel like he's definitely leveled up a lot, so there's definitely potential for him to take this bit of an upset win against itzJ. I would still favor itzJ. I think they've played a handful of ladder games, and it's probably in favor of itzJ. Maybe like, I don't know, 2-1 favor of itzJ, but it's definitely winnable for the fighter, I think. We'll see how it goes. Early scout out of itzJ, just going to be as safe as possible. I like that, I like that. Racks opening out of the fighter. Cool. And what is itzJ going to do? Interesting. Ooh, maybe gonna go for some beast play. FE2 then. We'll see. This worker of itzJ being annoying on the side of the map. Just trying to do their best to just be annoying, do some scouting. And yeah, it looks like it's just going to be an FE2 then. But that's going to be a little bit less economic than normal because of the scout. But I don't hate it. It's fine. I guess because the rush distance is a little bit longer, you're a little bit more likely to get away with it. Okay. Yeah, okay. And we have Den. So this is, okay, so normally when you do this build, FE2 Den, it's generally going to be 11, 11, 12. So your castle on 11, your first Den on 11, and then your second Den on 12 supply. But it looks like itzJ going for 10, 10, 10. Okay. So this means that the wolves are going to be a little bit faster. You aren't going to get as many workers. It's not going to be as economic, but I guess that's the trade-off you do when you scout, right? So you already down a handful of minerals because this work goes across the map during doing some scouting, which means that I guess you are kind of forced to go for this earlier castle, cutting a worker. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Okay. Generally, the wolf pops just after the raider comes and starts attacking your workers, so yeah, it looks like the timing relative to that is about the same. Cool. Okay, so we're on the other side of the map, just the fighter going to go for a standard expand, so Makes sense. Okay, so we're just gonna settle into a bit of a beast versus Rax mid-game, and we'll see how it goes. I'm really interested to see what this worker is gonna do. Why is this worker here? Why is it not being sent home? Is this for some sort of proxy, some sort of, I don't know, maybe you build a wolf, and I mean a wolf's den over here, go for some werewolves or something. Yeah, so I'm gonna be really curious to see what this worker does. We're gonna keep tabs on that as the game goes on. This raider definitely could have been a little bit more annoying rather than just going home. Would have liked to see, you know, maybe a flash into the main and try to see what's going on. If there is a fortress, you know, try to do it, be as annoying as possible. But just playing really passive. I'm not sure if I like that. We do have a workshop coming up out of the fighter. Okay. And we'll see how things transpire from there. Probably itzJ should be looking to take a third base in the near future. We'll see about that. These wolves going across the map, gonna try to do some scouting. Gonna see that the raiders are here, gonna see and try to nibble at this wall a little bit. Might be able to take down a free soldier, that would be nice. Ooh, but loses a wolf. If you get two, okay, that's a good trade. A wolf for a soldier, good trade. Two wolves, still okay. Ideally, you don't do that, but okay. Looks like the fighter is gonna try to go for a Cata drop as a follow-up on two bases. Okay, where is itzJ's third? Just gonna start now. Okay. I don't know if... I think a lot of players are going for this third base. I'm not sure if this is the better third base. This actually might be the better third base. I'm not really sure. Who do you think is favored in this matchup? The fighter or itzJ? I think itzJ is slightly favored. I wouldn't say, like, I think the fighter definitely has a chance to win, but itzJ is, I think, the favorite for sure. Okay, so looks like that worker from the beginning of the game has built a den, a third den on the top side of the map. If I had to guess, that's going to be transformed into a werewolf's den and just going to go for werewolves and start chugging away. No, but just additional wolves so far. Is this a mistake in is this a mistake in just hotkeys? It might be. Like, why would you proxy this den if you're just going to build wolves, right? I don't know. I wanna suggest some sort of. I would guess it would be some sort of werewolves, but no, it's just straight up wolves from that corner. Interesting. itzJ, let's go, or itzJ Acolyte, yes. No advanced workshop out of itzJ. As you say that advanced workshop is starting now. I don't think itzJ has seen this, so he hasn't been able to set a wolf and go and sneak across the map, but is going to see that airship with these two wolves. Is that a fake? Okay, is that a mistake? If he had faked that, that would have been really high IQ, but I think that was just straight up a mistake. So let's see if this cattle drop is able to do a whole bunch of damage. We have some wolves going over here, trying to delay this third base. We have a tower on this. So this is really difficult to defend against cattle drops because of this place, but getting that that tower is really good, I think. This is just gonna take care of that. We have the fighter coming in with the cattle drop. We're gonna see if that's able to do a bit of damage. At the same time, a bit of a fight over here, but it looks like it's not going too well for itzJ, just losing a handful of wolves essentially for free. The other handful of wolves not doing much. Yeah, this is really weird to me. I feel like if that was a werewolf's den, it's a lot more justified, and I understand it. But just going for a wolf's den in the top right side of the map, I don't know. Okay, so cattle drop going into the main. No damage just yet. No worker kills just yet. Just a little bit of worker damage. But this sort of thing is incremental in some ways. Right now, with the fighter taking the third base, I think the fighter is in definitely a better position. Like, was able to establish his base, is denying mining and trying to do some damage with these catapults. Was able to take out a handful of wolves. 14 wolves so far for nothing. Excellent start. itzJ went for a airship first instead of the ballista, so that's a mistake. Like, this airship is not going to do anything against this catadrop. Things are not looking good. And we had double werewolves den, and like, okay, things are looking really dire. Like, if the fighter just straight up pushes across the map as he is doing, you know, rallies his units, this could be potentially over. Some more damage over here. More workers going down. So far, 5 workers. Make that 6. Make that 8 workers have gone down. The fighter is really confident, saying, "Damn, really easy win." I actually know that he lost this, but the confidence. Like, if you look at this, just the straight up situation, it makes sense, right? You did a whole bunch of damage. You killed a whole bunch of units for free. You have your army on the doorstep. This is looking really good. itzJ had to cancel one of these werewolves then, probably by mistake. These units are being surrounded, which is not ideal. That's a bit of a mistake out of the fighter. We have some wolves over here trying to do some counter harassment damage. The catadrop has gone back, tried to get repaired, ideally, it seems like. The first werewolf is not out. I thought that was the first werewolf, it was just a wolf. So, okay, so this is, I guess this is the way that itzJ is going to try to claw back into the game, but like, you already know that your opponent is on the 4th base as well. Wow. Things are looking really good for the fighter. itzJ definitely on the ropes for sure. Where's the fighting? I heard some fighting noise over here. I was like looking around trying to see it on the mini-map, but I didn't see anything. Okay, so however, this is not the ideal situation. You don't want to be streaming units across the map and getting them surrounded. Like that, that's just some free units you want to that you're throwing away. Like, it's good if you're able to do some damage, but if you don't, that's just you're just throwing away units essentially, right? The fighter being really confident, gonna take this base as well, so that's gonna be a 5th base. I like that. I think that's a good idea. If you're ahead, just get even more ahead. But itzJ gonna go for a bit of a wolf drop. Okay, that's one way to try to get back. I would like to see just dropping the wolves here and getting rid of this base. Looks like that's not going to happen. This wolves den is going to be scouted by this worker trying to take this base. This catadrop taking down a tower. We have this wolf drop going into the main of itzJ though, trying to do some damage. It looks like it's going to get a little bit of damage. That's really well done. Where's the first werewolf? Where did the werewolf go? Oh, it's just over here. Okay. So this tower is just going to be taken. Oh, okay, some good micro out of itzJ. Going to take down that airship. Looks like it also took down a catadrop for free, or catapult for free as well. Yeah, so this werewolf going to shut this down. This was the wolf drop that came in. There's still 2 wolves alive over here. Looks like they did a little bit of damage, but they're mostly cleaned up. Those 2 soldiers should be able to clean it up. I don't know. The fighter hasn't been playing too well recently. He's kind of left itzJ get back into the game. If you look at the units, it's back to 30. We're back to even units, even though 8 workers were killed. I guess the wolves drop over here did some damage as well. So, but the fighter is still ahead economically. You know, having the 5th base, whereas itzJ does not. We have a bit of a run by over here. 3 soldiers trying to do some damage. But losing these catadrops to the ballista is not good. Yeah, I think there was another catadrop that was cleaned out. These 3 soldiers gonna take down this tower. Here's it is. You just brought it back to get rid of this wolf's den. Fair enough. Fair enough, fair enough. And yeah, things are looking still pretty good for the fight. I would like to see some upgrades coming in the future, or just more production facilities. I don't know. itzJ is definitely back in this a little bit, but like, I feel like it didn't have to be that way, you know. We have some upgrades coming up, so +1 for itzJ, whereas the fighter has not yet even started a forge. So if the game goes longer and longer and longer, then I don't know, maybe. The fighter is throwing units to make it easier again. I don't know, maybe, potentially. Yeah, it's a bit of donations, I guess. Like this sort of thing, I guess this sort of thing is alright if you have this many. But if you're throwing like 3 units over here, 3 units over there, they're easily surrounded. This werewolf drop trying to do a little bit of damage over here. And you don't want to be targeting down this castle. You're never going to get it. You want to be fighting the units. That's a straight up mistake. Look at that. You're going to lose all these soldiers for nothing. Now he turns back and tries to attack the units. Like, if you had done that initially, imagine how much better this fight would have went. These werewolves are still doing some damage over here. And with these catapults as backup, this fight would have been so much better if he hadn't dealt what, nearly 1,500 damage to this castle. Yeah, that's a bit of a miscalculation. The fighter is still gonna take this base. He's still in a good position, I guess. As long as he like goes for some upgrades. Like right now, the only thing that itzJ really has going for itzJ is the upgrades. The upgrade situation is vastly gonna be in favor of itzJ if the game goes on any further. But economically, the fighter is ahead. And yeah. Like these units, like streaming across like this, it's not gonna work, right? You're just gonna lose them essentially for free, right? That's not what you want to be doing. Like maybe you do if you're really confident in your multitasking, but like this sort of thing, yes, you're getting some value, some damage, but I don't know. You don't want to be like donating these units if you're gonna lose them, if you're not gonna micro every single one, right? As I say that, it's still gonna do some damage and take out a win over here. So the fighter is now on what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is gonna be the 6th base, whereas itzJ's kind of reset to only 4 bases over here. So this is what I've been saying about just donating units and like losing them for free. This is essentially for free, right? You're gonna kill a handful of wolves, maybe not even. But these units are if you had just pulled them up as the fighter and gone for a big maxed out push, it would have been better, right? This wolf is gonna see this base gonna be coming up. This base has also been scouted, and these wolves are targeting down the workers. Well done. At the same time, a bit of a cannon drop over here and a run by. Fighter floating a ton of money as well. I don't know. I feel like the fighter had a really good opportunity. He was in a really good position, but kind of threw it just by trying to do too much, in my opinion. Right? You're expanding a lot, and you're trying to like attack with like 3 units here, 3 units here. Like maybe you can pull it off here if you're really good with your multitasking, but not really doing. The multitasking just isn't up to par. For what he was attempting to do. He's going to be floating a ton of money as well, and the upgrades are going to be super late. And as the game goes on longer and longer, if he like continues to do this sort of thing where you're throwing away units a little bit, like left and right, and you're not catching up on upgrades, then itzJ definitely has a chance to get back into it and win the game. I would still say the fighter is still favored though. I guess maybe not once you're losing this, and because the upgrades aren't in favor. I don't know. This definitely feels like a bit of a throw out of the fighter. How many racks does he have? 3 or 4? What's the racks building over here? Only 4 racks off of 6 or 7. He has more bases than racks, which is not that good. He's gonna build a whole bunch more right now, 2 more, so that's gonna build the total up to 6. Gonna expand on this side as well. Okay, we have a bit of a run by over here, some werewolves and some wolves doing some damage. We have a handful of army over here, but that looks like it's going to be cleaned up. And the units are going to be trading really well in favor of itzJ. If you look at the upgrades, it's +2 versus +0. So these wolves doing a lot more damage than they normally would do. These ballistas are going to take down the 2 airships as well. Is that barely going to survive? Looks like it barely is. The mirror line over here has been taken down for the fighter. So, yeah, looks like this has kind of slipped away. This has really slipped away, actually. Like now you're not even behind itzJ, right? Like this doesn't count. 1, what, 2, 3, 4 bases versus 3, I guess, because your mine's laying down. That was a big fight win for itzJ. Gonna take down this standing army over here. The fighter's still trying to produce units and, you know, just continue on. But the upgrades are gonna get more and more in favor. Yeah, I think the fighter kind of threw. Maybe fighter wants to do mass worker. Very funny. I don't think it works against good players. Yeah, itzJ with the army size is gonna take down this base as well. These wolves in this base as well. Looks like a little bit of friendly fire probably gonna go on as well. Yeah, itzJ definitely clawing his way back. And the fighter just being a little bit too loose with his units and just kind of throwing them away for no real gain. itzJ gonna take this base in the corner as well, retake this base as well. Yeah, this had so much potential for the fighter for a really good upset victory, but I guess just the experience, the difference in experience and like what you need to do when you're ahead kind of thing. Yeah, that's just a bit unfortunate for the fighter, honestly. He had an extremely good position, but let it slip away. Still, try to do some cattle drops and stuff. You know, try to do as much damage as possible. Props for just staying into it. These wolves trying to do as much damage as they can against the workers. This catapult drop has come in, but it is attacking the watchtower rather than the workers. We'd like to see some target fire over here, but not gonna happen. These bullets are gonna come back and shut it down. And that cattle drop is shut down. Yeah, so right now, I guess itzJ is definitely back in the driver's seat. It's gonna take down this tower, knocking the fighter back onto essentially 3 mining bases. So, yeah. Honestly, if I was the fighter, I think I'd be definitely devastated. You're in such a good position and you kind of just throw it. Unfortunate. But really well played, though. Credit is due where credit is due. itzJ definitely knowing that, you know, when you're in a losing position, you gotta play to your outs. Going for the upgrades, while it may not have been, like, the best idea at the time, but he knew that later on, if the game went longer and longer, it would have been better for him. So, props in that case. And also doing, like, a bit of counter damage and stuff like that. Making sure to take down all the cannon drops and airships and stuff like that, so... well done. I guess it's not completely over for the fighter. He's still mining. But this is kind of like the reverse situation, except it's a bit worse because of the upgrades, right? The fighter gonna go for, it looks like, a big push into the bottom left-hand side of the map. We'll see if that's able to do a whole bunch of damage. At the same time, there's a bit of a harassment squad over here, but that's going to be surrounded and taken down quite easily. Okay, we're going to see if this, looks like itzJ is aware of that with the ballista airship combo. He's going to see it. So I imagine this army comes back over here to defend. Werewolf being taken down. No, itzJ chooses to go for a counterattack. I don't hate that either. Maybe you just sack the space, yeah. It seems like that's what's going to happen. Why is there a worker here for the fighter? I don't know. We have some dragons on the way. That's pretty interesting. I don't know, maybe Miss Hockey, Miss Rally, something like that. Looks like they're going to trade bases on the corners of the map. I'd say this trade favors the itzJ, just because you have the upgrade advantage, right? Trading base for base is fine if you're ahead. A smash over here, trying to do some damage to these soldiers. This is gonna be a bit of a fight win, but with the dragons and the reinforcements coming in, it's gonna be even bigger of a fight win. And there's still these units on the other side of the map as well. Ooh, that was pretty cute. I think itzJ wanted to try to do a bit of a force field with the ballista, try to trap the units in. Very nice. And yeah, there's nothing to defend at home, honestly. Just, is that catapult stuck? I think it is. Yeah, it's stuck. And there's nothing at home. This army gets cleaned up. There's nothing at home. Yeah. GG is called. Well played. Good comeback victory out of itzJ. You know, keeping their composure, going for the upgrades and everything, and just standing. The fighter saying you got it overconfident. Yeah, a bit of overconfidence, a bit of throwing units left and right led to the downfall. And that's going to be a win for itzJ. Impressive win, definitely. Okay, game 3. I'm going to go to Neagat versus YummyBlaBla on Xenos. Alright. Spawning in the bottom left-hand side of the map, it's Neagat. And in the top right, it's going to be YummyBlaBla. YummyBlaBla, no worker yet. It's going to be a house immediately. Something cheesy already. Yo, interesting. WeirdRat is speccing this game. Okay, this is really interesting to me because YummyBlaBla, despite, he's just been cheesing every single game, left and right. So, I'm just going to pull out some other cheese. I don't know what it's going to be, but we'll see. I didn't really expect that, but I guess if you haven't been playing for a while, you're probably not going to be comfortable playing macro games against some of the players who have been in practice. So, yeah, looks like cheese again. Cheese on the menu again for YummyBlaBla. It looks like it's going to be a Raider cheese with this quick. Yeah, so cutting the worker and going for the early house at 7 supply means that this barracks is out so quickly. This is extremely quick. Like, you have no idea. Like, if you're playing racks, it's okay because your raiders, you know, still pop out. But if you're going for some sort of like beast build or like a mech build, this is going to be extremely difficult to defend. So it looks like he's probably just going to build the second racks with the same unit or so the same worker, and yeah, it looks like that's going to happen. There it is. Okay, so 2 racks raider. We saw Frugs pull out the 2 racks, 2 racks soldiers. Obviously not the best build. I think this is definitely more better. There's more potential for snowball. There's more potential for micro. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Yummy has not built any additional workers other than the initial 7 plus the one he started after the house. Yummy is gonna, I guess, pull up his raiders. I'd expect to see a pull up to 3 and then go, ooh, is this gonna be scouted? That's gonna be scout. That's a really good scout out of Neagat. Did he see both of the racks? He saw one of them, but no, he definitely knows. I would like to see workers being pulled and a tower just being placed. Like, he has nothing right now. Maybe even a mill and forego the tower, but definitely at least a tower. What is this worker trying to do? Just gonna try to do a little bit of damage? Where's the response? Like, yes, you pulled the workers. You need to do something. You need to put down a mill, or you need to put down a tower. Like, you can't be doing nothing as Neagat. He has so much money. Does he think it's just a one racks? I guess he could, and that's why he's doing this. One worker or one raider falls already. That is huge, actually. Yes, he lost a worker, but workers are expendable at this point. You want to keep your Gatling guns alive, and you want to kill these raiders. That worker falls down. It's going to be 2, but like this I don't know if this raider is going to escape. Going to try to target another red HP worker, and is able to do so. But the raider falls. Okay, this is actually looking pretty good for Neagat. and Yummy is transitioning into archers. I don't think that's the play. That is not the play in my opinion. You just need to keep on doing raiders, but like losing the raiders, this is actually looking really good for Neagat. This is the hold. You didn't need to build a tower. You didn't need to build a mill, and you hold. You're gonna put down a. This is actually insanely well held, extremely well held. This is actually insane. Like it's basically over. You don't want to be a little overconfident. You want to be playing a little bit defensive. But yeah, seeing the 2 racks castle, I would like to see just a tower over here. Oh no, he's just gonna cancel it and tower. You know, I don't hate that. I don't hate that. I would like. I don't know. I think this is just a really well held. Like this is just really well held. Maybe canceling the tower, going for the tower. Like if you had, I don't know. This is really hard to defend, analyze in my opinion. You want to hold this Gatling gun back and repair it, but he's losing a lot of workers. 5 workers is more than you want to be losing. But these archers are going down at the same time. You want to target down that raider. You want to hold this back. Okay, it's gonna go down. Actually, I feel like this indecisiveness of Neagat canceling the castle, going for the watchtower, might have been the mistake here, actually. I don't know. Like, maybe you didn't need it. Maybe you just chill over here. I don't know. Maybe you don't chase. Probably that's the biggest mistake. Chasing all these units. And this tower is not going to quite reach all the way over here. Being aggressive with these 2 Gatling guns, I don't think that's good. When you had 3, okay, sure. But, I don't know, things are looking very interesting. It was initially a very good hold. I think Neagat destroyed, 2 raiders for something like 3 workers or something like that, which was really good. Okay, we have a mill on the way. Okay. I don't know if that's going to do too well against all of these archers that are already out. I would have preferred just to see like a catapult and just take the natural and just chill. Maybe go for an advanced workshop rather than a mill, but... Mill mistake. I agree. I don't think mill is good in this situation. This probably should have been an advanced workshop, and I would have liked to see a catapult out a lot more earlier. Yummy gonna go for a proxy base. Interesting. Not gonna go for the standard base. Yummy's just playing like really interestingly. Like very interesting play. Not exactly what I expected, but it's been working out mostly. You know, he lost to Aicy, but did take the win against lilyb, so... Yeah, I don't know about this mill. This mill, maybe it's going to go across the map. Maybe it's going to be fooled by, oh no, there's no natural. Therefore, he's still on 1 base all in. I don't know. Anyways, this catapult is going to come out, so YummyBlaBla probably just going to go back and chill. Trying to get a little bit more damage done. But the window is kind of over. If this tower was like placed over here, I think that would have been a lot better. You're able to defend the middle line a lot better. The natural base of YummyBlaBla has completed. 4 workers going over there. And it's just more archers. Okay. This mill has not produced anything, so that is not good. Yummy not up to date with meta versus mech, especially in the game. I don't know. Yummy has been gone for a long time, that is for sure. I don't know. You don't want to be going for all these archers, honestly. They don't do it too much. Okay. So let's take stock of the situation. What's the worker count? It's pretty equal. Neagat slightly ahead. Okay. What's like the army? The army is like, yes, there's a lot of archers, but then these archers can't fight into the catapults and the watchtower. And like, there's no way he's gonna break. So essentially, it's kind of a stalemate, and I don't think Neagat is gonna be able to like march across the map either. So then we're gonna take down this neutral building, this advanced workshop. I like that. Gonna try to take down these buildings as well. We have a worker going across. What is this for? I'm not sure. We'll see. That mill, okay, that gyro just literally died straight up. This mill has not paid for itself. Lost a single gyro. This has not done anything essentially. It's just a waste of money at this point. Like, this completed a long time ago, and you haven't gone for the scout across the map. You haven't gone for you haven't done anything with it essentially. So that's just a bit of a waste in my opinion. YummyBlaBla trying to open up the map as you generally want to be doing. Well done. We have a house in the middle of the map just for the vision, it seems like. And finally, this gyro is going to try to do some scouting. He's going to see these soldiers. I would rather prefer, instead of trying to deal with these soldiers, just go around, see what his opponent is up to, right? That gyro is going to go down for free. Unfortunate. What do we have here? We have an advanced workshop and a airship coming up. I don't know who I favor in this position. I feel like the longer it goes, mech is going to be more and more favored. That is some big catapult shots. A lot of damage over there. Why did Neagat run away? If Neagat had just stayed and fought, that would have been a big fight win for Neagat. But he's just going to lose it seems like. Or not lose it. He could have done a lot much better, I feel like. We'll see how that goes. This gyrocraft is over here. It's just kind of chilling. Okay. This catapult is trying to get into position to do a little bit of damage. This gyro sees no natural. Gonna be very suspicious. But I guess this is gonna see it, and okay. Now it makes sense, you know. And yeah, gonna see this space as well. Okay. Gonna try to do some damage. Quick pull. Well done. We'll see how much damage Neagat can do with this catadrop. Gonna lose yet another gyro, it seems like, for free. That's just unfortunate. Really, this mill has not been of much use at all. This catadrop going into the main, trying to do some damage over there. These gyros going down for free, attacking a tower, not good. Looks like this catadrop can be taken down if Yummy targets it, and yes, he does. Well done. It's just going to go down. Some mineral walking distance around. Okay, Neagat is kind of falling apart. Another catapult goes down here. Looks like this Gatling gun might also be dead. Oh no, Neagat, no! You were in such a good position. You just that is just so unfortunate. I feel like Neagat saw that it was 3 bases and he felt like he had to attack and do something, and that's why he tried to attack. That's not working out though. That's not working out. This was a bit of a throw. We're playing a game of throws. Oh no. That's unfortunate. Looks like yeah, this is a bit of a concave. Catapults shooting the soldiers instead of targeting the archers. They now target the archers, but looks like that's going to be a little bit too late. Another catapult follows. Neagat was in such a good position, but a bit of a throw in my opinion. The mill didn't pay for itself, wasn't justified, and losing the catadrop to a tower, not good. The mech fight is still going to be pretty good though, with the repair and the catapults raining down damage, but I don't think that's going to be enough, honestly. Some good shots over here, taking down 2 archers. These soldiers trying to do some damage against, try to take down as many workers as possible. Good target fire of Yummy over there. Ooh, some friendly fire, that's not good. Yeah. Neagat holds, but at what cost? A lot of workers went down. What's the worker count at? 17 to 31. Yeah, things are not looking good. And Yummy looks like he's gonna be poised to take this game. Yeah, if only Neagat was a bit more on top of things. If he didn't lose the first gyro just walking across or flying across right over here. If he didn't lose the catapult drop in the main, things could have. Or if he didn't lose the 2 other gyros to this tower for free, could have been a lot better. But yeah, that's just really unfortunate. I guess this is the I guess a skill difference in a way, but a little bit unfortunate for sure. Looks like Yummy is finally gonna try against natural. Is that a miss rally? Maybe. I don't know. You gotta really feel for Neagat here, I think. You were definitely defending very well. And then just some poor decision making, I think, in getting the mill. Also canceling the castle, building the tower. If like this tower was like better here, then maybe the archers don't do as much harassment damage, and yeah, I don't know, man. Kind of unfortunate. YummyBlaBla just checking all the boxes, clearing up the map a bit. Gonna finally take this natural. These gyros gonna try to take down this barracks. This catapult drop going in, taking down a worker, delaying this base. We have a bit of a soldier drop, it seems like. Looks like that's gonna go into the natural, perhaps. If Yummy wasn't careful, he might have lost that. This catapult drop is trying to do some damage, but no damage is to be done. Gonna try their luck into Yummy's second base. Gonna try to take down the tower. These soldiers gonna be dropped on top of the army, and the rest of the army comes at the same time. Big surround on 2 of these catapults, they go down, and I think that's just a bit too much army over here for Yummy. This cata drop has taken down a tower, but no worker damage. And yeah, it looks like this army, there's just nothing to defend. This cata drop still trying to do some damage. Taking down some more workers, taking down a tower, but I don't think that's going to be enough. There's just too many units over here, Rex units over here on Neagat's base, so mined out of his main as well. Things are not looking good. Tired of the game, or in general? I'm just tired in general. I've been I started working recently. I started working like in the first week of Pro League, second week of Pro League, and still haven't fully adjusted. I'm just dead tired. My apologies. GG is called, and YummyBlaBla is gonna take it with another cheesy game. It was held pretty well initially, but not quite all the way. So, and a bit of poor decision making out of Neagat, in my opinion. So, YummyBlaBla is gonna take that game. Alright, we're finally going to go into game number 5. Game number 4 was not played as Mr. Pancake was just not available. I'm going to pause this for a second and I'll be right back. Just a second. Alright, I'm back. I've gotten myself some more water. And, yeah, okay, let's get back into it. Steveinator versus DESTROYcall on wolf ranges. Okay, so one thing that interests me is why is DESTROYcall playing on the weirdest map? Looks to me that he probably has something really curious, really intuitive, or, you know, really special build prepared for this map. We'll see what it is. Or at least that's what I would feel like, right? DESTROYcall probably their best player on the team, so it makes no sense to really put him on a weird map unless he has something prepared. So generally you expect to see some of your weaker players on weirder maps, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. We have a worker from DESTROYcall going into the top side of the map. Looks like gonna try to do something sneaky over here. DESTROYcall just gonna do something sneaky for sure with this worker. Steveinator, however, well known for their scouting, is gonna go for an early worker scout, as he usually does, and is probably gonna see what's up. So it looks like it's gonna be a den, so probably gonna be a werewolf rush. Gonna try to take down that back castle and go into the main. We'll see if that works. Steveinator gonna look like he's gonna open with a workshop. Okay. The standard workshop opening with a scout. I do like the scout. And we'll see how it goes. So just to recall, he usually goes for a tower in his main when he does this build. After the werewolf's den. Maybe he will forego that if once he sees this scouting worker. Steveinator now is gonna know something is up. There's nothing in the main. There's also a few workers, so that's gonna be less workers than normal. There's no natural. Something is up. Alarm bells, you know, ding ding ding. And we have the watchtower at the front. Okay. So Steveinator definitely knows something is going. Leave the job and commit fully to Proleague. No, I need to make money, unfortunately. Or fortunately. Yeah, so we have the watchtower in the main base of DESTROYcall, just going to be ultra safe. Steveinator just coming in just for another look to see if there's anything hidden in the bottom side of the base, but there's nothing. And yeah, so he's scouting around with this worker over here on the bottom side. Tower coming up. So Steveinator definitely knows what's up, or definitely knows something's up, but doesn't know exactly what is up. So he wants to be scouting around, and unfortunately, mech isn't the best to be scouting around with. Also, if you are being cheesed, maybe you just go for a mill or something, because most of the cheeses that exist, they don't have a lot of anti-air, right? So a straight up mill actually, I think, would be a valid choice in this when you know something's up, right? Just recall doing the high level thing where you build the watchtower up until its completion point, and then you just stop building it so that it can be cancelled for resources later on. This worker is finally going to scout it, and bam, now we know what's up. So Steveinator now knows it's going to be a werewolf rush. He knows exactly where the den is, and he probably knows from the location that he's gonna that DESTROYcall is going to aim to destroy this castle, this neutral castle, and then walk into his main. So what is Steveinator going to do? Is he gonna put a tower over here? I think like my initial instinct would probably just be build a tower. He was building an advanced workshop and cancelled it. Where did the money go for that? Is he just gonna go for a base? Like, what is he gonna do? Looks like he is just gonna go for a base. I don't know about that. I don't know if that's the best decision. If it were me, I would make sure this is absolutely shut down. Put down a tower over here. I guess he thinks that he... Oh, what is he doing? I guess the SimCity over here is not the ideal. Yeah, with this tower, if this tower was a little bit higher, then maybe you might be able to put it, and then the worker's gonna go over here? I don't know. Yeah, okay, so a tower first over here. Gonna try to shut down this back route before going for the castle. I think that's okay. I think that's what I would have done, except I would have gone this a little bit earlier. Steveinator being a little bit wishy-washy, trying to go for the base and then canceling it. And also starting and canceling the advanced workshop. Okay, DESTROYcall has gone for a second house, and then it's going for a castle of their own after knowing it was being scouted, and has only made a single werewolf. So So far, actually, DESTROYcall, while his build was scouted, and while it didn't do as much damage as he would have liked, I think DESTROYcall smartly has chosen to cancel his plan and just go into a straight standard game from there. So, good that adaptation out of DESTROYcall. It was going to go for an advanced workshop, so if I had to guess, probably going to go for a second werewolf and try to do some werewolf drops. Is probably what I would assume. I guess this is like the inexperience of playing this map kind of showing over here for Steveinator. Definitely, I think he would have had something planned like originally to put his castle over here, but with the tower being forced and everything like that, this castle is going to be on this side of the map. So, not exactly what he wanted, but you got to do what you got to do. This werewolf might just be able to be completely taken down. If with good micro. I think this werewolf is just dead. Like, what is DESTROYcall gonna do? Maybe he has to try to like bait and come back in and go for a smash. But the airship isn't even close to done. The second werewolf isn't close to done either. This werewolf is just straight up dead. This is a free werewolf. That is a good place to do the turnaround and smash, but still, it's just free. It's just dead. Okay, good pickoff for Steveinator. Steveinator's gotta be feeling really good with that. And this double werewolf drop is only going to be a single werewolf. So things are looking really good for Steveinator. Good scouting, good understanding that something was up, found the thing, and then responded a little bit slowly. You know, it could have been a little bit faster with the tower and stuff, but it was able to respond in time. Took down a werewolf for free. Things are looking really good. Really good for Steveinator. DESTROYcall going to come in and check the tower. It is there, okay. I guess maybe he wanted to see if Steveinator had canceled it or not. So, okay. Looks like DESTROYcall gonna go for a werewolf drop with a single werewolf. This werewolf is still quite a long ways off. I guess since there is a tower nearby here, but it's not quite covering the mineral line, and there's no tower covering the gold line over here for Steveinator as well. So this potentially has a lot of damage, even if it's just one Gatling gun. Steveinator gonna see this and gonna come back with the cannon drop. I don't think that's good. I think you gotta take the cannon drop and go across the map and try to do damage. You can't, like, this is never gonna, like, with good micro, this is never gonna do any damage to the werewolves. Like, you don't want to be doing that. Yeah, just leave your Gatling guns here, have some workers to repair, and yeah, just go across the map. Yeah, ideally, if he had done that a little sooner, that would have been good. The ballista is coming over here. Yeah, losing a Gatling gun, not ideal. You want to be repairing your weak Gatling guns first, ideally. And then this ballista is going to come in and chase that off. So this ultimately has been some damage for DESTROYcall, but not damage on the other side of the map for Steveinator. If this had gone across the map immediately, that would have been a lot of damage. The airship does fall and the werewolf does fall, but that was really good. Hey, you only lost a single worker and a Gatling for the airship and the werewolf. Yes, there was some mining time that was being delayed, but this is still really good for Steveinator. Okay, we have the airship on the other side of the map trying to do a little bit of damage, but there's a tower there, so it's going to be forced away a little bit. Looks like this is the third and fourth werewolf of DESTROYcall. Maybe he's going to try to look to get into the natural while this is all going on, while Steveinator is busy microing this. The first ballista is out, and that's going to chase away the airship, so I would like to see Steveinator just try the bang, you know. You did see the tower earlier, but you don't know if you know DESTROYcall, that you know there's a good chance that he just canceled it. So he's gonna do that right now. These two werewolves are gonna try to come in, and it looks like he's gonna delay and deny the third base. These catapults come in, gonna take down a worker. Yeah, things are actually looking pretty good for Steveinator. Yes, the supply is still in favor of, or is still even. But I think this is still so good. The worker's gonna try to snipe the worker of Steveinator. Well done over there. That's some good target selection. Well, good micro out of DESTROYcall. We have these two werewolves destroying the worker over here and going into the natural. Okay, this is gonna be huge. Smash, bam! That's a lot of damage on all of those workers over there. Where were the units? The units were all the way up here, so not exactly where they needed to be. This airship ballista combo is going to come in and try to take down this Catadrop with good micro. Should be able to do so. Good micro so far out of DESTROYcall. We're going to see if he's able to get the other shots as well. Well done. One more shot is going to do it, and that's a great kill. Good pick off for DESTROYcall. This was the airship micro I was talking about earlier in the day. I don't remember who I did, but who it was when I was talking about it, but it was someone. Maybe it was...
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay, these werewolves are... looks like they're going to be saved by the airship. Well done. Oh, we have a bit of skirmish here. A Gatling gun goes down. So if these werewolves are able to survive, then as the time passes, they're going to be able to regenerate. Similar to how you're able to repair your units if they're weak on mech. You know, they can be repaired and you can, you know, come back and live to fight another day. You can't do that with Rax, but you can do something similar with regeneration with the werewolves. And these werewolves regenerate extremely quickly. So as a thing as well. DESTROYcall establishing the third base. Steveinator also doing so, but it was a little bit more delayed with the werewolves over here. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Things are looking pretty good for DESTROYcall actually. Just taking down the Catadrop that was flying away over here, delaying the third base, and now it seems like DESTROYcall, despite losing like 2 werewolves for not a lot of damage, has taken some really good pickoffs and now is going to be in a better position than Steveinator in my opinion. This is a lot of werewolves. Looks like he's going to try to just bust down the backside and going to go into the main. I don't know if that's going to work, especially if you bring all the catapults and you see that immediately. Maybe Steveinator should have repaired this a lot earlier. He's going to see that now and start to bring his units across. But this is a little bit too late. That Gatling gun is just going to be left there to die. That's unfortunate. Rip Gatling gun. And now there's no Sim City. It looks like this base is going to be just straight up forfeit. Where are all the units? What happened to all the units? You just lost them all, right? Maybe he just wasn't producing? This is not an ideal place to fight for Steveinator. He's going to pick up and run away, but did lose some units there for free, essentially. Good wall over here, just putting the watchtower down and trying to take that down. But, okay, that's a catapult going down for free. Definitely a mistake. You should have dropped it on the low ground over here, I feel like. Looks like DESTROYcall going to go for an animal testing lab. Going to go for upgrade soon. Okay, as Steveinator here, you just give up this base. If it were me, maybe I'd take like a different base. Maybe take this base or something. There's no way you're saving that. Or maybe even just go for some counterplay. You know, go for a push across the map or something like that. However, Steveinator is going to try to do a little bit of going to try to retake this. Reclaim their main base. Gonna be a while though. And DESTROYcall, after dealing a significant amount of damage, is just gonna back away, having lost 0 units. Well done. Good army movement over there out of DESTROYcall, and Steveinator a little bit slow to react to that. Steveinator is gonna take this base, however, not taking this base, which I agree with, I guess. Now that I think about it, you know that the werewolf's den is over here, so it's gonna be really close. Especially after killing this, going all the way around. So if you had one for this base, then it would have been died immediately. So good choice now that I think about it. But yeah, things are looking really good for DESTROYcall. Just the unit count, the worker count has not been in favor for Steveinator. I feel like he hasn't lost that many workers. Maybe he's lost a handful more, so 9 versus 4. But he just hasn't been producing as much. The macro being a little bit lacking on Steveinator's side, probably just because of how crazy this game is, honestly, which I don't blame him for. We do have a bit of a drop into the main base of DESTROYcall. Excuse me, sorry I missed that, but doing a little bit of damage, trying to take down a whole bunch of workers, and is able to do so. So this is one way to get back into it. That Gatling gun barely does go down. A bit of a mistake. I feel like he did have one of the workers there. Could have repaired that. This werewolf army is just gonna walk straight through the middle, but it's going to be greeted by a workshop. It's just going to be able to right-click that down. Steveinator was able to take down this entire middle line, and is just going to go back and try to defend at home. DESTROYcall is transitioning into a whole bunch of workshops and a dragon's lair. Okay, there we go. We have these werewolves just going to go straight into the middle line and destroy that tower instantaneously. And more werewolves just going to try to take down some of these units as well. There's not much here for Steveinator. Like, there's just too many werewolves. Like, what are the units? Like, he doesn't have anything. He has 2 catapults and 1 Gatling gun. And that's just not going to cut it against 8 werewolves, excuse me. I can read. Yeah, and that's going to be pretty much it. Despite defending the initial rush very well, looks like this is not going to be able to go get away with a win. Just DESTROYcall just showing, I guess, the different level of class. Yeah, DESTROYcall is feeling really good right now, I guess. It has transitioned into more catapults and has this base up and running. Dragons are on the way, whereas Steveinator is stuck on essentially 1 base at this time. I guess he has this, so that's 2 bases. I lied. But yeah, things are looking really good for DESTROYcall. And Steveinator, this ninja quote-unquote base of Steveinator has been spotted by DESTROYcall, and you're just gonna have to say goodbye to that. Steveinator gonna try to take the corner base with this lair ship. That's a bit of a gamble, you know. If you're behind, you gotta do something, and this is one of the things to do. But yeah, things are not looking good. DESTROYcall even gonna go for the tower in the top side over here. And yeah, things are looking pretty good. Gonna take down this castle for free, essentially. Might lose a werewolf for it. Yeah, it does lose a werewolf, but yeah. At this point, it's pretty much over. Just Steveinator just unable to correctly deal with, I guess, transition after defending the cheese very well. So, unfortunate. Steveinator down to 34 supply. I think that's gonna be it. Dang, I was ahead too. Yeah, unfortunate. GG is called, and that means. Where is this? Here it is. That means that itzJ's Birbs gonna take it 3-2. I guess 3-1 technically, because Deathstroke and Mr. Pankaka was not played, but Mr. Pankaka did not show, so yeah, so itzJ's Birbs gonna take that. And let's look at the standings. Bam! Look at that. We've got standings, updated standings as well. So it's going to be performance enhancing Frugs and Littlewargame Gatekeeping in the 1 and 2 seeds. The tiebreaker over there is, even though they had the same match record and the map record, it was essentially going to be who won the head-to-head. So performance enhancing Frugs were able to beat Littlewargame Gatekeeping, and therefore they are the victors and are the #1 seed. And then 3 and 4, similar situation. itzJ's Birbs was able to take down the Neagat's Whispering Guitar. So yeah, so they're gonna be seated higher. Yeah, we're gonna have the finals in this upcoming week. So details are in the tournament chat in the Discord. So please check that out. And I'll give you a brief rundown. So each team, it's going to be matched, so like the team captains play each other, the first picks are going to play each other, all the way down. And essentially, that's might be like the default, or like the setup for what people are going to play. However, that's not necessarily what's going to happen, because each team has 1 switch, so they can swap their, I don't know, their second pick with their captain or something, or anything like that to create a more favorable matchup. And additionally, the benefit for being first and third is that you're able to choose what maps you're going to play on. So Performance Enhancing Frugs is going to be able to choose what 5 maps they would like to play on. Same thing with itzJ's Birbs. And hopefully we're going to have a good time in the finals. So yeah, hope to see you then.